Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 399. It's crazy. We're almost at 400 of the Black and Gold Hockey Podcast. I am Sam Smith, as always, joined by Eamon McLean. Eamon, how you doing?
Doing well, Sam. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Can't really complain. Jack Studley is here, as always. How you doing?
I'm good. The Bruins have lost 6 in a row, so I'll complain. But other than that, I'm doing well.
And we are joined by Neil Simmons, BNG writer. Neil, how you doing?
Good to be here, Sam. Happy to be on camera for once and not just chopping up in the comment section.
Yeah, you haven't been chopping it up in the comment section the last few episodes, so it's good to actually have you here. The Bruins had a rough week, and I think that's putting it nicely and lightly. They have not been doing too well. We're going to be chatting up the games of the past week, the emotional return of Brad Marchand at TD Garden and how it got me a little teary-eyed. Providence Bruins off to a red-hot start. The defensive woes going wild so far to start the year. The defensive structure that Marco Stern preaches isn't really working. The offense is okay at best. We'll talk about the upcoming games and live questions answered at the end of the show here on episode 399 of the Black and Gold Hockey Podcast. We'll be right back as we hear from our sponsor to start things off. Mill 77 Brewing began as a group of friends with a passion for creating the best craft beer and has grown into a company that wants to share that same passion and love with the community. Located in historic Amesbury, Massachusetts, in a renovated mill building which once built the carriages that carry people throughout the United States, Mill 77 Brewing strives to have its beer carry you to places of enjoyment and relaxation. It is a great place to watch Bruins games and other fantastic sporting events. Thank you to Mill 77 Brewing for sponsoring this podcast. Once again, shout out to those at Mill 77 Brewing for being the official title sponsor of the Black and Gold Hockey Podcast. Guys, the games of the past week have not been pretty, and there are 5 games to go to, so we'll quickly run through some of them. We'll get a quick thought from each of you on each game here. We're going to back up 9 days back to the Bruins Golden Knights game that happened on October 16th. 6-5 Vegas, the final. Eamon, quick thought. What happened here?
I missed the majority of this game because I was playing a beer league game at the same time. I only saw the last 5 minutes, so it was 6-5 or so, I believe. This was 9 days ago. Sorry, I'm trying to recall this. But yeah, so I watched the last 5 minutes on TV, and I was like just so angry watching it. Like, they're down a goal with 3 minutes left, and they're just sitting in the neutral zone playing a trap. You're down a goal with 3 minutes left. Go get the puck. Like, what do you have to lose? Like, if you lose by 3, who cares? It's the same result. Go try and score. Like, I don't understand. Like, I understand they're trying to prioritize playing a defensive game and stuff, but there's a time and a place for it. When you're down a goal, you have to go score. Like, you got to try and, like, win the game, man.
Yeah. Got to go and try and win a hockey game, Jack, right?
Yeah, 100% agree. So I didn't have a beer league game. I was watching this one. The thing that drove me crazy was the amount of power plays we gave up to Vegas. The Bruins gave up 6. Vegas capitalized on 2 of them and also scored a shorthanded goal. So the special teams were really iffy in this one. That was something we were looking for. Before the game, Vegas had a really bad penalty kill. The Bruins did score a power play goal. So that's great, but not a good result, not what we were looking for. And at the end, I agree with what Eamon just said. You want to see more fight. I mean, it's better than what we saw at the end of last year in terms of the fight. But yeah, it's the trap sucks. You want to see more offense in the last few minutes of the game.
Neil?
Yeah, just going to echo in their points. You give up 2 power play goals, you give up a shorty. It's kind of special teams kind of imploded on the night. But also, you got 5 goals. You know you can beat this goalie 3 minutes ago. Just throw everything at the net. They only had 24 shots. They got outshot 37-24. They still scored 5 goals. You know you can beat this guy. It's not going to take a while to get there if you've already beaten him 5 times. Just go for it. Go balls to the walls. Don't just sit in a trap. It's essentially playing prevent defense, hoping the score doesn't get that worse. Just go for it.
And that's the scary part is that they just didn't attempt to even try to tie this game when they made it 6-5. Like, they scored 2 quick ones, made it 6-5, and I was like, okay, maybe they could actually come back here. And then they just sat in a trap the rest of the third period, and thankfully I was not calling that game live because that game pissed me off. I was screaming more at the television than I've ever screamed at the Bruins in a long time. Let's move on to the Avalanche game. Speaking of games that pissed me off, here's the Avalanche game right here. Last Saturday in Denver. Eamon, the Avalanche, by the way, the Bruins are playing the Avalanche again today. This is going to be a fun day. What happened here? This was an absolute one-sided ass kicking, to put it bluntly.
I mean, it's really hard. I feel like it just like simplifies down to the Avalanche are a much better team than the Bruins are. I mean, the Bruins get a 1-goal lead, and you're thinking like, it just shows you can't like sit on a 1-goal lead or a 2-1 lead against the elite teams this league. Like Nathan McKinnon, Marty Necas, like all those guys, they're just too good. They're gonna find a way to score. Like that's what point per game players do. They find a way to impact the game at some point. It was just so comically lopsided. Like I know 4-1 doesn't look that bad, but if it wasn't for Swayman, it would have been just so much worse.
It would have been awful if Korpisalo was starting that game for sure. Jack?
Yeah, that would have been. I agree. So this was good. It was good to see Hampus Lindholm. This is the only game we had seen him in this week, so in an important one. Hopefully we can see him again today. And I also was impressed with Johnny Beecher. I know he had that goal in the first period. I thought he could have had another one later in the game. But other than that, there's nothing really to take home about this game. 14 shots is nowhere near enough. The Bruins had more in the first period against Anaheim the other day. You're not going to win a game with that many shots on goal, especially against a team like Colorado. So I'm interested to see how today goes.
Yeah, it'll be 7 if they keep playing like that. Neil, Nathan McKinnon is unbelievable, and there's no the Bruins had no answer for him.
He's not human. He's a horse.
Yeah.
I mean, said 4-1. You say the score doesn't look that bad. The Bruins got outshot 38-14, and Colorado went 0 on 5 power plays. It doesn't look that bad, but this was as belt to ass of a game as the Bruins have had in a little while.
Yeah, it was not a pretty sight, to say the least. And then the next day, they had a game again. They had to somehow come out and play hockey after that beatdown they had the night before against the Utah Mammoth, and they lost 3-2 to the Mammoth in Salt Lake City to another very good hockey team. I have very high on the Mammoth this year. I think they're going to be something special down the stretch. Eamon, the Bruins didn't necessarily play bad in this game, but it still wasn't enough.
Yeah, I mean, they just ran out of gas in the third period. I mean, you could kind of excuse it today for this game because, I mean, it's the second half of back-to-back. You're traveling. Obviously, like, there's elevation involved if you're coming from Colorado, stuff like that. I'm sure that makes it a little more tiring. But, I mean, yeah, like, you got to find a way to get a point. You know, you go into the third period tied. Can't give away a game like that. I'd say of the current losing skid, this was probably the best game they've played, honestly. But I mean, again, just not enough. It's not enough to win the National Hockey League.
60-minute effort. We have not really seen that in quite some time, Jack.
Yeah, it seemed more like a 40 in this game. Like Eamon just said, the Bruins are tied with Utah at the end of the second, and then you go into the third, 3 shots on goal. So that's, again, tough to win a game when you're not generating chances on offense. I've been saying this all kind of leading into where we are now. Murat Husnudinov, I like him. I was really happy with his game. He had a nice assist with Pasternak on the 2-on-1 give and go. And it just like what Beecher in Colorado, the guys that are called in, the rotation guys, the scratches, that's what you want to see when they get into the lineup. So I hope that's good for Husnudinov. He hasn't played since, but it was good to see him in on the second line as well.
Yeah, he was getting time with Zaka and Arvidsson due to Middlestat being benched, which really confused me at the time. But apparently it woke him up because he's done pretty well since. Neil, the Bruins, Korpisalo actually bailed the Bruins out a lot in this game too. This could have been way worse.
Yeah, I mean, this was the one game on this road trip I thought they had the best chance to win, and they played their best game of the road trip here. They weren't outshot by double digits. They were only outshot by 27-26. Still disappointing to see them not come away with any points out of this. I know we can talk ad nauseum about the pick play by Ian Cole that led to what eventually proved to be the difference maker. But legal or not, it worked. Utah scored. We didn't. It's game over.
Yeah, and I think that's two now. That's two that the opponents have scored on based off a pick play. And that is the definition of interference 101, in my opinion. I'll say it. That's interference. You plop yourself in a guy's skating route. You plop yourself there. He runs into you. That's interference. Sorry. That's exactly what this is. You interfered with his skating path when he didn't have the puck. I mean, come on. I don't know. I don't know. Then there was this game. We're not even going to talk about the Marchand part. We'll talk about that coming up later. But this game was a little wild. So let's just break down what happened here. All right, I'm going to go through basically what happened. Panthers took a 2-0 lead in the second period. They scored the first goal about a minute in. Then they got another one in the second period. 2-0 going to the third period. The Bruins came out with that piss and vinegar that Neely was talking about. They scored 2 goals, Zaka and Lindholm right off the bat to start the third period. Then the Bruins gave up the lead and then gave up the tie. The Panthers got the lead right back. And then the Bruins tied it. The goalie pulled it 3. Then a puck takes a weird bounce. It goes off Peake's left ass cheek and bounces in the back of the net. 4-3 final. Florida wins. Eamon, I'm pissed.
Yeah, I mean, like you could look at this game and say that like they got a bunch of bad bounces and like maybe they deserved better. Like I really don't think they did. I mean, the first shift of the game, they take a stupid penalty.
Yeah.
Florida scores on the power play. You're down 1-0 a minute in. It's unacceptable. It's not good enough. Second goal, just terrible. I'm sorry. Minton wins his face-off, and like, I mean, you can blame either Lori or Jeannot on it. Again, unacceptable. That can't happen. I mean, if they get 2 goals, I commend them for battling back. Like, they battled back, but again, they're in that game because Swayman robbed Sam Bennett, like, blind. Should have been game over there. The third goal, just inexcusable by Lori. Like, you can't get beat there by Losterinen. And, like, the way he did for the breakaway. It's just awful. I'm sorry. And then the fourth goal, like, yeah, they do a great job again battling back to tie it up. Like, Geeky ties it up. The Garden is just loudest I've heard it in a very long time. I was at the game. It was an awesome atmosphere. And like give up a 3-on-2 when they're on a 4-game regulation losing streak with 30 seconds left. Like, how does that happen? You've got to play for a point. Like, I know that sounds like a loser mentality, but when you haven't got a point in 4 games, you've got to just secure it. Like, if you battled that hard to come back, you can't give up a 3-on-2 there. Mm-hmm. I mean, they got lucky in the sense that Verhaeghe hit the post, then it hits Peake and it goes in. Like, I mean, it's just they did so many stupid things in this game that, like, I can't really sit here and be like, oh, they didn't deserve to lose. Like, oh, they kind of did, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys.
I'm sorry. I'm battling a cough this morning. Jack, reactions to that?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with what Eamon said. It was frustrating to watch. I was there as well. It was emotional, but we'll wait for later on that. It just, yeah, exactly what Eamon said. Obviously, it's frustrating to lose that game. And it was a terrible bounce, but it was a bad play that led into the bounce. So it was almost like I was nervous watching that play develop, and then that's how it ended. So, yeah, just frustration. That's a game you really want to win, especially when it's Florida's only time in Boston this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to repeat Eamon. That's all I got on this one.
Yeah, it's the Panthers' only time in the Garden this year. The only other 2 matchups will be down in South Beach. Neil, the Bruins in this game, the third period was great, but in the first 2 periods, they might have acted like they were in South Beach.
I mean, it's kind of the inverse of what we've been seeing on this whole road trip, where they would just no-show the third period. At least they came out with piss and vinegar to start off. But, I mean, that bounce, that's the one thing I think of my big takeaway from this game. that's a bounce that where you question your faith in God. It's like how you could try that 1,000 times. Peak's not going to send that puck right into the net 1,000 times. But at the same time, that's like, that is a 2-second representation of what the Bruins and Panthers have been like over the past couple of years. The Panthers forced their way into getting all those bounces, and the Bruins just put the puck in their own net. They can't get out of their own way. We saw that all the way back in the series no one wants to talk about. It's been that way literally every game since, and clearly still happens. Still haven't really learned our lesson, dug ourselves in a hole. Great job to fight back, to get back into it. Still shouldn't have dug yourself in the hole to begin with.
Yeah.
And then all of your hard work goes to nothing because Florida forces you into winning the game for them instead.
And yeah, questioning my faith in God. Yeah, I was questioning a lot of things that game. That was definitely for sure sitting there Tuesday night after the game. I was questioning a lot of things about this team. Speaking of questioning things, 7-5 of the Ducks on Thursday night. Okay, so this was another case of the Bruins getting comfortable after scoring a goal. We've seen this for the past 2 or 3 years now, getting comfortable when they've scored a goal and then laying an egg defensively, turning the puck over. It opens in the back of your own net again within seconds of scoring back up the other way. Eamon, the defense was bad, and Jonas Korpisalo couldn't stop a beach ball in this game.
Yeah. Again, admittedly, I did not watch this game live. I had a men's league game at the same time again. But
good thing.
Yeah, sounds like a good thing. I mean, it's the same thing in a lot of ways as the game I just discussed. Like, you can't just you fight so hard to come back. Like, it's unsustainable to expect that you're going to be down 5-3 with like 4 minutes left or whatever it was and score 2 goals and come back. Like, just doesn't happen very often. And when it does, you have to get points out of the game. You can't just throw it away 30 seconds later. Like, it's so infuriating to watch. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's an old saying that like you're at your most vulnerable when you've just scored. But like, I mean, I don't understand how it keeps happening. Like, how is it that it's happening every single game? Like, when do you learn your lesson that like you've got to focus the next shift after?
You got me, Eamon. You got me on that. I don't know, because I took a look at the goal visualizer, right? Lori and McAvoy committed to the same spot while Troy Terry snuck behind McAvoy. It was on McAvoy. That entire play was based off McAvoy's blunder in the neutral zone, letting to the offensive zone break in for Anaheim, and then he forgot to defend Terry. Jack, this was what the hell was that? You know?
Yeah, it's another frustrating loss. That's exactly what it is. It sucks to watch the Bruins score 5 goals and lose. They've scored 5 goals in a game twice this season, and they're 0-2. So it's crazy how that works. But yeah, I mean, the fight at the end of the game, you obviously don't want to, like, we've been just repeating ourselves now, but you don't want to put yourselves into a hole to be down 2 in the last few minutes of a game. But the fact that they got it was great. It was a great fight. They haven't given up yet. Like, there's no quit, it seems. But then, yeah, you give up that McAvoy low ride. They both commit, give up that goal to Terry. And then everybody in the locker room after the game was saying the words, embarrassing. This is embarrassing. We don't want to lose like this. It's getting frustrating. So, yeah, it was frustrating and embarrassing. It sucks to score 5 and lose. That's my takeaway. That's really frustrating.
And Neil, Morgan Geeky's quote post-game was really interesting. He was talking about the fact that people are going to be losing their jobs because if they can't get out of their own way, they can't stop playing hockey the way they're playing it right now. What was your reaction to all the post-game press drama that came out of that?
I mean, he's right. They can't get out of their own way. It is embarrassing. You score 5 goals at home. You give up 4 in the third period and lose. You give up that freakish bounce against Florida, the most embarrassing way to lose. You put up 5 goals on Vegas. You give up 3 goals on special teams to lose. They're finding ways to lose games. And this keeps up. heads will roll again like they did last year, and it is embarrassing for the Boston Bruins, a long storied franchise that's built on sustained success. Shooting yourself in the foot night in and night out like this is embarrassing. For an original six franchise, this is embarrassing. And if this keeps happening, we're going to see more of last year where they stripped it down for parts.
And that is the scary part, is that they are already talking about that. They're already talking about roster construction. Marco Sturm saying post-game that there's not much they can do with the current roster. That was, to me, I interpreted that as a kind of a tiny dig at the front office. I don't know about you guys. I kind of interpreted it as that. That's a very interesting quote, Eamon.
Yeah, the thing that stuck out to me was he kind of like chuckled before he said it. Like just kind of the laugh to me was almost just kind of like well, what do you want me to do? Like, you know what I mean? And like, I mean, he's right. Like, I mean, like, I'm not gonna like sit here and be like, did anyone really like? So much had to go right for this team to be a playoff team, or to like compete for a playoff spot, right? Like you needed guys to step up scoring wise. You need Middlestat to like get back to where he was, Arvidsson to bounce back. You need the goalies to bounce back. You need to see like defensive improvement, and we've seen some of that. Like, I mean, the goaltenders have definitely been better. At least Swayman has. But like, it's still not enough. Like, it's just so much to expect for them to go right, and like I kind of see why Sturm's just like, well, like, what do you want me to do? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's not great to hear that 9 games into a season.
Yeah, it's not good news to hear, Jack, is that your coach is already saying, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, and I obviously there are guys in Providence that can get called up, but it's obviously, I think that was more a bigger picture kind of question, the way Sturm answered it. But yeah, it's obviously I was there, so hearing that, I kind of had to sit with that for a second and be like, did he just say that? Like with the chuckle too, almost seemed like a hands off. But yeah, I'm interested to see what changes come, if any, soon, because I was pretty high on Blumel, Steves. I know Patra's doing pretty well. Tufty's lighting it up in Providence. There are a bunch of guys we'll get to in a few minutes, but at the same time, you lost a roster spot to Jeffrey VL and Johnny Beecher. So what is it? We got to take it with, or how good are these guys versus how high do the Bruins value Beecher and VL?
I'm not sure how high they value Beecher. I'm still not understanding that. I've talked about it I've talked about it too much in this podcast, how much I don't understand how they value this guy that much over guys that can actually score. Neil, the quote from Sturm, what was your reaction to that? What was your whole reaction to that quote?
He's saying it without saying it. Piss and vinegar is not putting the puck in the net. Piss and vinegar is not keeping the puck out of yours. What's the good of loading up a roster with piss and vinegar if you're just going to lose games because you're not losing close games because you're not tough enough. You're losing big because you don't have the talent on either end of the ice to stay competitive. So to have a lot of piss and vinegar, size, bottom six talent, toughness, great. You might get into less fights, but that's not going to mean you're going to win games. And right. Sturm's just kind of saying, like, what do you expect me to do? Yeah, we're tough. Doesn't mean a damn thing if we're losing 6 straight.
And that's the part that really bothers me. You know, it's just like you constructed this roster to, you know, the end of season press conference. They wanted to add scoring. They didn't. It's all down to the minors at this point.
They said the same thing last year. They wanted to add speed and scoring talent, and all they did was bulk up on the bottom 6. They're still thinking about Sam Bennett. They've never forgotten about him.
Like, dude, if you're practice what you preach and stop lying. Like, I hate to say that. I hate to go there. Stop lying.
And going off what Neil just said, like, Sam Bennett got slammed by VL in the Florida game. Like, VL fully just wrestled him to the ground. Didn't matter. The Panthers still found a way to win. Like, right. I mean, the Panthers don't want to fight you. That's their whole plan. I don't think the Bruins have figured that out yet. The Panthers' whole goal is not to fight, but to get you to want to fight them. So you take penalties. That's their plan.
The way the Bruins respond to that is load up by bringing in the piss and vinegar.
And then the Panthers take our bottom 6 guys anyway because they have Boquist, they had Nosek, they have AJ Greer. Those are all our dudes, and they just take them right from us.
Don't forget Studnicka.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like to me, I think I can count on one hand the amount of guys I've seen play for the Bruins that I think have understood how you play against them. Like I would put Tyler Bertuzzi in that role. He understood how to do it. When Nick Cousins was pissing him off, he just grabbed his stick and broke it in front of him and said, "What the fuck are you gonna do?" Like that's how you handle it. Like you don't like go after them and start punching them. It's just ridiculous. Like
You don't do what Trent Frederick did.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
try to goad Matthew Tkachuk into a fight. Tkachuk just stands there laughing while Frederick takes the 2 for instigating.
And once again, guys, Trent Frederick slander again. Again. This is unbelievable. Yep. So they definitely have figured out a way they keep creating new ways to lose. This is unbelievable. They keep creating new ways to lose hockey games, and it's so funny. It's very, very funny. We're gonna take a short break. We'll be back on the other side after this break. Don't go anywhere here in 60 seconds.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Welcome back here on episode 399 of the Black and Gold Hockey Podcast. Let's transition to what was a very emotional return, and that was the return of Brad Marchand. And some of you guys might have been there. I was not there. I was sitting at home, and ESPN did us justice. They aired the full thing live on TV. They missed a commercial break to let this air on TV, which was really cool to see. That I got to see that because I was worried that they were going to be like, "Oh, we're going to take a quick break." It happens during commercial break, and "Oh, welcome back here on ESPN. They just had a really nice tribute for Brad Marchand." Like that's the whole freaking point of the game happening. It's the number one storyline is Marchand's return to Boston. I gotta tell you, that got me. Like I don't know if you guys were watching my live stream on Tuesday. I was a little misty when Marchand started crying. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna start crying, and I got misty a little bit. Like that was rough. That was a tough watch, Eamon?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't just crying, like he was like full on sobbing at one point.
He was
Like it was
boohooing.
like really, really like emotional. The crowd was getting like louder the more he started like the more he started crying, I think the louder the crowd got in a way, which was pretty cool. Like, I mean, there's a Marshy chant like after the tribute, like once the game started playing again. I'm not sure if ESPN's like audio picked it up. Sometimes
I
their
heard
audio
it,
is a little weird. But yeah, I mean, like full credit to the fans who were there. Like it was credit to the Bruins as well. Like the video was great. The fans, I mean, handled it perfectly. I mean, even before the game, like, I got there, like, I actually thought the game started at 7, so I got there at 6:30. I'm glad I did, because I got to see warm-ups. Like, Marchand was the last one on, like he normally was. Like, they were booing all the Panthers coming onto the ice, and as soon as Marchand stepped on, like, the crowd just erupted, like, whatever amount of people were there to start. Marchand like stayed out for the last guy off the ice, like he always was when he was a Bruin, and like he did a little like stick raise, and like everyone went nuts again.
Yeah.
It was so cool. I mean, he got first star too, and they did like the little like rat shoot thing at him, and then he was the last one. He did another tribute to the crowd, and everyone like lost it again. But it was it was really cool. Like, I mean, even when he got assists, they were like, it was like goal scored by number 11, Mackie Saviskevich, boo, assisted by number 63, Brad Marchand, yeah, like everyone starts cheering. It was really cool, man. Like, I'll never forget that game. That was just such an awesome moment.
Yeah, for sure. The game didn't go the Bruins' way, but seeing Brad Marchand get the reaction he deserves was really cool to see, Jack.
Yeah, 100%. It was well deserved. Yeah, just like Eamon, I was there. Definitely really emotional. I sobbed. I that was awesome. Great video by the Bruins, and then you saw Marchand's reaction. It felt like the first period was focused on that, which that was okay with. I was completely fine with it. Marchand deserves it all. I really liked how after the game, he was so honest and open with the media about like returning back to Boston. And then the ESPN clip where they asked him if he would do it again. Like how would this go if he were to do it again? And his answer to that was so honest, like well thought out. So it was great. Marchand, I mean, grew up watching him. He's been an unbelievable. When I think of the Bruins, he's one of my first thoughts, always and always will be. So that was well deserved. Beautiful tribute. I don't know that was unbelievable.
Yeah, Neil.
I just thought there's a lot of mixed emotions. You know, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the game live. I was out in Worcester covering Quinnipiac, keeping an eye on some of our young talent in the pipeline. But, you know, catching everything coming through on social media, you could see the mixed emotions coming through of people saying that, like, they're happy for Brad versus he should still be a Bruin, you know, the usual Don Sweeney slander. And I think the most rational take that I heard about this, I believe it was either on Empty Netters or Morning Cup of Hockey, was that it was good business. It was kind of the right decision to make from a business standpoint because the Bruins were in that position last year, even with Marchand in the lineup. So getting a first-round pick made sense. Putting yourself in a position where you have to trade him because you won't hear his extension negotiations, that aged very, very poorly right away. And you think if you're transitioning to a younger generation, it makes sense to have him in the lineup. But at the same time, good for Brad to show he still got it. He goes on to win a cup. He's one of the most dominant players on that Florida team. So again, it's that kind of back and forth. He should still be here. It was the right decision to make. He still got it versus we would still suck anyways. It was a lot of that juggling on both sides of the aisle, which I think people still don't know how to handle even after Tuesday night's reception.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a roller coaster week, to say the least. I will say one thing. Good thing Marchand didn't score. Because if he had scored against the Bruins, the fans on social media, the Sweeney slanderers, would have absolutely lost their minds. They would have planned an actual riot, and they would have probably gone to Warrior Ice Arena on Wednesday morning and started marching outside and banging on the doors. You know, like it was that. Thank God he didn't score, Eamon.
Yeah. I mean, to me, like, looking back on it, the whole trade saga and stuff, I think this is like one of the few trades where I think everybody really wins. Like the Bruins got a first round pick eventually. Like, I mean, at first they didn't, but they do now, which they desperately need. I mean, the Panthers, they won a cup with him. And I mean, Marchand, like, he basically just cemented himself as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, I feel like, I mean, maybe this is just like the way that like I see it now. I feel like whenever I see like Marchand posts on social media, like before he was a Panther, I feel like it was always like, boo, no one likes him. Oh, like only Boston fans like this guy, like stuff like that. But like now I feel like people have like more like appreciated him, which I like in a way I like, because like I mean, like to us he was like, to me he was always a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like how would he not be? But I feel like now there's just absolutely no doubt of like what his legacy is, and like to me, like, I'd rather watch him, like, chase cups for, like, the next, like, 2, 3, 4 years than, like, try and help this team, like, maybe get a wild card spot for, like, the next 3 or 4 years. Like, that's just the way I view it.
Jack?
Yeah, I 100% agree with Eamon. And I think that a Brad Marchand anytime goal was probably the most bet prop for this game on Tuesday. I had it. I think a lot of people in the Garden would have made some money if he scored. But that's besides the point. Yeah, completely agree with what Eamon just said. I was thinking back to the sorry. When he's competing too with Florida, he was so clutch with us, obviously with the Bruins, playoff goal leader. He had overtime winners with the Bruins. It's going to be more fun to go watch him do that for a team that has a better chance of winning than a team that could, if all goes right, get into a wild card spot. So I'm excited to see, as much as I hate Florida, excited to see Marchand keep competing for the cup down there.
Yeah, absolutely is. I don't know if we should be really talking about betting after what came out this week. I'm not so sure if we should be talking about that.
That was wild. My God.
I'm not
Yeah,
Chauncey
crazy.
Phillips or Scary Terry, though. I'm just a podcast host.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Neil, sorry. Neil, the whole. What are your reactions to that, Neil? I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. That threw me off.
Ultimately, 63 is going in the rafters next to 37, 33, and dare I say 46. I know that was batted around on social media early this week. I think appropriately, even if it's out of order number-wise, 63 and 37 need to be right next to each other.
As much as I want to agree, and as much as I love David Krejci, no. I'm sorry, no. I don't think he'll get his number retired. I love the guy. I love Krejci. He was great. One of my favorites. No. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, Mark, 40 goes in the rafters too, despite what half the city might think. It's delusional.
Speaking of guys that are controversially might not be going up there. Woohoo!
Two corrects should go in the rafters, and I could give a damn what Felger thinks.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I am too. I've been a long proponent of that. 40 should never be worn again.
I plead the fifth. Anyways, let's talk about the Providence Bruins. The Providence Bruins. Let's talk about something positive on this podcast for once, because the Providence Bruins are the hottest team in the American Hockey League to start off the year. First time ever in franchise history that they have started 5-0 to start the year. And they've been playing really good hockey. Like last night against Springfield, they blew a 3-1 lead. They tied it at 3, but then they came back and won. So that was good. They came back and battled back. Lysell scored the game winner. Patrick Brown had 2 goals in the game. The Bruins have a lot of good stuff going right down there in Providence, and it's really nice to see, Eamon.
Yeah, they're a wagon, man. Like, they're so much fun to watch. I mean, it really feels like they have, 3 lines that can score, honestly, anytime they're out there. Like, I mean, the Steve's Potter Lysell line is just rolling. Lysell had a great game winner last night. 200-foot effort, might I add. I mean, Brown, Tufte, and Harrison were clicking last night. I mean, Tufte and Brown have been great. Second line. Merkulov, Blumel, been awesome as well. I mean, their power play is amazing too. Like, they have this set play they've been running where they go to the point and they go point, end boards, down low to Merkulov, 1-touch pass out front, 1T goal. They've done it 2 or 3 times. It doesn't work. They don't score every time, but they get a good shot every time. It's really fun to watch. They are there's fake 5-0s. Sometimes you're this team's not that good, but they're 5-0. This team is 100% what their record says they are. They are very, very good.
Shout out to Tyler, one of my buddies, for a $2 super chat on YouTube. Thank you very much. I was at the game last night. I have no voice. That is, yes, understandable. I did watch the highlights of the game. Wasn't able to catch any of the game live, but I caught the highlights. I can imagine why losing your voice. I saw a couple of the saves that DiPietro made. I saw the goals the Providence scored. Jack, it's positive.
Yeah, 100%. This is what you want to see from your minor league affiliate. But especially with the roster that they've been given. There is a lot of this offensive talent that, so to speak, that the Bruins were going to try at camp. We've talked about Patra, we've talked about Steve, Blumel, Lysell. It can go on and on. Merkulov's there. They're stacked. They were good last year. They were a playoff team last year, and you add in the leading scorer and the fourth leading scorer of the AHL. They're only getting better. So it's really good, really positive, especially with what's going on in Boston, to look at Rhode Island and see that Providence is 5-0.
Yeah, and they have a game against the Bridgeport Islanders tomorrow, which hopefully, in theory, should be another win, but you never know. Hopefully they can hang on and start off 6-0 to start this season. Neil, the Michael DiPietro has actually been pretty good so far, but the story is coming right over from Czechia right into the pros is Simone Zajac starting off to be a really good start for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a question when you bring guys from overseas, is how they're going to adapt to the North American game. A lot of times it's a different style of play, more physical, different dimensions of ice. And seems like he's settled in pretty well to limited samples as a start. But he studies the ship throughout the course of the season. I think they'll be in good shape, and they should be contending for the Calder Cup. However, my big star, I do want to talk about, named all the big guns in Providence. My guy, Dansla Schmelis. 4 points in 5 games, rolling right back in off a hot roll last year, first full season. I wouldn't mind seeing him with the big club later this year.
I said that I think they're gonna call him up at some point, give him a few games to see what they got, because he's only gotten praise ever since he went pro, the Worlds and for Team Latvia. I mean, he had a great tournament there. I mean, I can't see a world where they don't call him up for a few games, maybe down the stretch, and the season's already done at this point, based off the way the Bruins are playing. If the season's already done by March, they could give him for a few games and see what he got.
Yeah, I have a vested interest in some of these guys in Providence. Blashmelis, Gallagher, Schmaltz, Bancroft, guys that I was keeping a close eye on in college last year. Very interested to see how they pull a full season and how they do. They could turn into anything, potentially NHL level.
I believe Gallagher got sent down to Maine.
I did see that. That's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign.
I think he got called back up though. I think they just sent him down there for the weekend to get some games, and they got called back up.
Okay,
I might be wrong though.
Fair enough, but yeah, I'm thrilled with what I'm seeing so far out of Providence. I'm gonna try to get down to a game here soon. Maybe I'll try to get down there. Depends on what I got going on. Maybe I'll go next Sunday. They're playing the Checkers. Could be a pretty interesting game. I have to make a couple of phone calls possibly. What's up,
You
Jack?
know what else is good to hear? Yeah, that the reports that are Victor Soderstrom's doing well.
Yes.
That's especially after the training camp he had. There was a little bit of, I know we questioned, is he still transitioning to the game here? Definitely seemed like that might have been the case, and he picked up right where he left off in Sweden with Providence. So it's good to see that. I wonder how soon we'll see him in a Boston Bruins sweater. But also Mark had mentioned Frederick Brunet, and that's great because I love to see him, and I hope he's on the team next year.
Yeah, so Mark gave us a little bit of insight. He was gonna be here today, but unfortunately, last minute things could not get him here today. He had mentioned Bruins players in Providence that he would recommend calling up to see if they can create a spark. He would go with Patrick Brown, Riley Tufte, who had a good game last night from what I hear, Fabian Lysell, Alex Steves, and Mattei Blumel. Any of those guys could be called up. Defensively, Soderstrom and Brunet. Any of those guys, that's who he recommends. And honestly, that's not really surprising. I wouldn't be shocked if you throw Patra in there either in that conversation. But those guys, it's usually the usual suspects for who I expected to one of those guys would get the call. I'm thrilled to see how they're doing. I'm gonna try to get to more games this year, for sure. Some up on the media level, some of which in the stands as a fan. We'll see. But I'm very excited to keep following along and watch this team in the AHL to keep trucking their way through, because they've been off to a fun start. I've only heard good things about Providence. And Fabian Lysell, I mean, he's got what did Brett say on the call last night? He said he had 7 points in his first 5 games. Like, that's incredible. to say the least. So
Good start from him.
needs a good start this year after not making a team again out of camp. He needs a good start, and he's on one, so that's good.
If he keeps playing like this, they've got to bring him up. Like, I mean, like
I agree.
they don't have any right shot forwards outside of Pasternak that are doing anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
And Kaslik is too, but he's a fourth liner. He's not gonna.
Geeky's a right-handed shot, but he plays the left wing. We're talking about right wing.
You know what I mean?
Victor,
I mean, like right wings.
Victor Arvidsson, I mean, he looks like a ballerina out there every time he spins around. He has the puck, and then VL's a left-handed shot playing the right wing. So I don't know. And so is Isamon. I have no idea.
Yeah, people talk about like Poitras falling down a lot. Arvidsson falls down more than he does. Like, I mean,
well, here's the thing: Poitras falls down mainly because he gets hit. Arvidsson has the puck, puts himself in a really bad situation, and goes for a spin. He looks like a ballerina out there. Like, it looks ridiculous. Go dance, dude. Like, so I don't know. Ugh. Well, we're going to take another short break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We'll be talking about the defensive woes on the Bruins roster and what they can do to fix it. We'll be right back.
Now, more than ever, all U.S. veterans need your help. If you have an old car, truck, or van, you can donate it today and help them. And they'll come pick it up for free. Plus, the money raised helps our nation's disabled veterans and their families. Call the number on your screen right now. Within a few days, we'll come and tow it away for free, running or not. And the proceeds greatly help U.S. veterans. So please call right now.
Welcome back here on episode 399 of the Black and Gold Hockey Podcast. And the defensive woes have been the Achilles heel for the Bruins so far this season. And I don't even know. I mean, talk about Achilles heel. It looks like the Bruins have pins and needles defensively. Like, they look like they're just don't know what to do. The defensive structure that Marco Sturm promised, Eamon, it's not working.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, Hampus Lindholm being how he played, 3 games so far isn't going to help them. But, I mean, at the same time, like, the guys who are out there are just not doing a good enough job. Like, Charlie McAvoy, great player. He's had a horrible start this year. I'm a huge fan of him. I can't lie. He's not been good. Mason Lohrei, just not doing anywhere near enough. That pairing's been brutal. Jokiharju, to me, like, I know Husnudinov gave away the 3rd goal against Utah. Like, I know he had his pocket picked. Just terrible coverage of Dylan Gunther there. Like, you've got to get on that guy. You can't, like, he's the threat there. He's really struggled. Like, I mean, their forwards, I don't think their forwards are helping them all that much either defensively. Like, it's just a really tough watch, man. Like, they're leaking high-danger chances left, right, and center. And, I mean, for a team was supposed to win games 2-1, 1-0 all year, like, it's not good enough. It's not going to work.
Yeah, Jack?
I completely agree. I haven't been too much of a fan of Jokiharju yet. Kind of waiting to see where last year's performance kind of went. I know he was on the first pair with Zadorov, so playing on the 3rd pair could be different, but I was hoping that there would still be a bit of consistency there with him. Unfortunately, Jordan Harris hit the IR. That was a tough loss. I've really liked him so far, and hopefully we can get him back. But I'm now a little concerned about Hampus Lindholm.
Yep.
Just thinking that initially it was going to be day to day, and now it's both sides need to be comfortable in order to proceed, is what the Sturm has been saying. So that's gotten me a little more worried. Just the fact that it's gone for a lot longer now. And then, other than that, the 33 goals allowed is 4th in the NHL, 4th most in the NHL. So it hasn't been too structured for a team that's supposed to be defensively structured.
Neil?
I mean, yeah, like you guys said, a team that's supposed to win games 3-2, 2-1. They're not even holding teams under 3. I was taking a look at Money Puck this morning. In terms of expected goals allowed per 60 minutes, the Bruins are 27th with 3.65. They're 29th in the league in shots on goal against. So they're not stopping chances. They're not stopping the puck from getting to the net. They're just way too leaky on the back end. Now, Yoki Haru, I thought he was great found money last season towards the end, especially with Zadorov. They were very solid, some great underlying analytics numbers. This year, his numbers don't look good at all. They're tough. I don't know if that's because he's not with Zadorov, who was his usual partner last season. I don't know if it's the change in defensive structure, whether they're going to more straight up man-on-man defense, which doesn't fit him as well. We have to dig deeper into understanding that. All I know is that we touched on Victor Soderstrom down in Providence. If this keeps going, he might need to be called up just to reinforce the right side, because the right side was going to be a problem. We already knew that coming into the year. Yeah, Lorai is not doing great. Yokoharu is not doing great. Peak is fine. So some changes are going to need to be made, whether it's just in defensive structure or personnel, just to stop the bleeding, because they're hemorrhaging pucks right now. It's not great.
It's not great at all. The Bruins are they've given up 33 goals to start the year, which is bottom 10 in the league. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. If we do the math real quick, I'm going to pull up my handy dandy calculator. 33 divided by 9. They're averaging giving up 3.666 goals a game. 3.
Remember when I said it's something about God and bounces? 3.666.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
It's Halloween, baby. This team might be cursed.
Yeah, for sure. As the Bruins are averaging 3.2 goals a game. Not good numbers to see to start the year. What changes would you make defensively? Would it be personnel? Would it be the scheming, the strategy, the structure? Eamon, what would you do?
I mean, I don't really know how much of it you could really change. Not selling Marco's term there, but I feel like you kind of have to just go with a bare bones defensive structure if you kind of just look at this roster. There's not much talent there, especially without Hampus. Even the loss of Jordan Harris is really hurting them right now, I think. By the way, was there ever an update on him, how long he's going to be out for? I saw he was on IR, but I didn't see a day-to-day or week-to-week thing. I don't know if I just missed that.
IR is at least a week.
Yeah, I know that.
I don't know exactly what it is. They said it was an undisclosed injury. I don't. Hold on. Twitter will tell me, because I'm going to believe everything I see on the internet, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So, Jordan Harris. Let's take a look here. What do we got? I look up Jordan Harris, and they're talking about high school football in California. Okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah. But so I'll just go back to what I was talking about. I don't really know what you can really change all that much. To me, I would have liked to see Frederick Brunet get called up over Michael Callahan, or even honestly Jonathan Asbrough too. I thought he had a great camp. But I feel like it's really just shuffling chairs on the deck of the Titanic at that point. I just if you look at their decor without Lindholm, it really just looks like 5 bottom pair defensemen. I'd say Zadorov has played a top 4D in all honesty this year. But it's really just Zadorov, McAvoy, and then 4 bottom pairing D-men. That's just not good enough. There's always so much you can do. I feel like you're still going to be in the bottom half of most defensive metrics.
Yeah, and it's just not helping your case. So I looked it up. There is no update on what the actual injury is. Usually, if it's upper or lower body. They haven't even said that.
I think it's lower body, but I was wondering if there's been a timeline disclosed, if he's close to
It
skating.
was a report that he was limping out of the Florida game.
Yeah.
He's expected to be out for at least a week, where the earliest potential return date is October 30th. So that's
Buffalo.
So he's out for at least 3 more games.
Yeah.
Today.
Great. Exactly what I need to see. Jack, what if the Bruins if they send Callahan back down to Providence and they need a guy, who would you call up?
Yeah, Eamon just said it, but Asbrough would be a guy that I call up. I was impressed with him through training camp, and I think he stuck around for a very good reason. The Bruins wanted to get an extended look at him, see what they have. He hasn't played an NHL game yet. I think he'd be a good candidate to play his first NHL game this season. And we had mentioned Soderstrom earlier, obviously Brunet as well. But Soderstrom, I think if with him finding his game down in Providence, he could be somebody to serve in on that right side. And he's got an offensive kind of game to the way he plays. So I could see him coming up as well. But yeah, I would say Aspero. I would love to see him just because of how good of a camp he had. I think he's earned it.
Neil, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Neil, go ahead. Who would you bring up?
I'd keep Callahan up. I think he's a fine 7th defenseman shutdown guy who can just stay in the defensive end and, keep some layer of insulation in front of the goal so shots don't get through, chances don't happen. Just, again, taking a quick glance at Money Puck in limited minutes, him and Jokiharju have looked solid in terms of defensive numbers. Again, that's very limited minutes, but you just need more defensemen to stay in there and suppress shots. We got a lot of mobile guys who are not really being mobile to the back end. I just want someone who's going to sit back there and crack skulls. Like right now, like you look at the Bruins defensive core right now, it's like you have kind of looks like the rest of the Red Sox. You get the one ace starter, then a bunch of 4s and 5s. Now we get the McAvoy / Garrett Crochet, and then just got a bunch of just junk on the back end. Like we need some more to find the pairings, figure out what's going to work, and if it's going to take trial and error to figure out how these guys are going to work in the system, then just let it rock and see what happens and hope you can stay afloat, which I don't think is going to happen. Or you just revert back to what was working last year and let Zadorov and Jokiharju kind of rekindle their magic.
Yeah, I'm with you. I wonder what they're going to do. We don't know if Lindholm's playing today or not. We have no idea.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad sign for your defense as a whole that one guy completely destabilizes the entire thing.
Well, that's what happened last year.
Yeah, it just exposes the lack of depth in the system that you lose one guy, everybody else has to shuffle up, and it just completely craters.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm with you.
Well, the Bruins are moving their way through the regular season, and wouldn't you want the best seats in the house with the Bruins having a lot of home games coming up? Well, StubHub has an offer for you. Use the StubHub link in the description to buy your tickets and cheer on any Boston sports team or the Providence Bruins. You can get your tickets on StubHub for Providence Bruins hockey, and they're off to a really great start. You should go check them out at the Amp. They're playing tomorrow against who are they playing tomorrow? Bridgeport. We're playing Bridgeport Islanders tomorrow at 3 p.m. You should go check them out. Also, you can also go sing your hearts out at any concert or you laugh at any comedy show with our link in the description down below and support BNG with StubHub. So let's move it right along to the offense, which has been interesting. Like, it's very bipolar. Game by game, you have a different offensive output. You can have 14 shots in one game, 5 goals the next. I'm not really sure, Eamon, where the Bruins offensively go from here.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I look at them scoring 5 goals, and I look at a lot of, a lot of the games they've lost, I mean, we expected them to, struggle to outscore, their mistakes as a whole. But I think we expected that to be, a 3-2 loss as opposed to a 7-5 loss at the beginning of the year. I look at a lot of, people are saying, the offense isn't a problem. I think that'll only be true for so long. They've played a ton of backup goalies on this losing skid. Instead of Vasilevsky, they get Jonas Johansson, who, I'll always remember that one tweet by the Sabres reporter about him where he's he doesn't make saves in game, and he doesn't make saves in practice either, which I thought was just wow, that's absurd. Akira Schmid, who Vegas is going to kick on a bus to Henderson December 1st, and he'll never return to the organization probably. They got 5 on him, and half of them were just how does that even go in? The AC Mount goal, I'm just what? My beer league goalie would have saved that. Peter Mrazek, they played the other game. They scored 5 goals. Like Ryan Johnson on the radio said, this was his second start. The first one, he gave up 6 goals, and the Ducks won 7-6. So I mean, like 5 goals. The next one, they score 7 and win 7-5. Talk about bailing out your goaltender. I mean, that's incredible.
He's got some crazy numbers.
Yeah, I mean, like you're only gonna play these like the wheel of backup goaltenders for so long. Like when you have to face an actual real starter, like is this team gonna score outside of Pasternak? Like I don't know. I don't think so. Like I'm looking at the I posted about their expected goals number a few games ago where they were like dead last in high danger chances per 60, and that's gone up. But I'm looking at their point totals and like shooting percentages. I'm like, I see like so many things that are gonna regress. Like, Pavel Zacha is a point-per-game player right now. He's never been close to that over a full 82-game season. Like, that's not going to happen. Morgan Geeky's on pace for 45 goals. Like, I like the guy. Just no way. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he might get, like, 30 again, but 45 is just, no. Like, sorry. You know, like, it just seems so unstable to me. And, I mean, we were talking about this before the stream started. But, like, to me, I would rather have, like, the Lysells, the Patras up. Guys that, you know, might provide the illusion of scoring, but, you know, might not be the greatest defenders over dudes who just aren't going to score and are allegedly good defenders, even though the Bruins give up like 7 or 8 goals a game and league high danger chances all the time. That's just me, though.
I have found the Peter Mrazek stats that you were talking about. They are great. They are so good.
He's 2-0.
He's 2-0 with an .831 save percentage. And ready for this goals against average, guys? This is unbelievable. He gave up 6 to the Sharks and 5 to the Bruins. A 5.52 goals against average.
Just win, baby. That's all that matters.
2-0. Yeah, legit. You can't get mad at that.
Those are like early 2010s Marc-Andre Fleury playoff numbers.
Fly.
Can you imagine he gets waived and he like walks in, he's like, Coach, I'm undefeated. Like, what are you talking about?
It's not you. You're not the reason we're undefeated. And as always, fly ducks fly. That's all I'll say about that. That is brutal. Yeah. So he gave up 6 goals on 23 shots to the Sharks. His goals against average in that game, his save percentage was .739. It improved after he gave up 5 goals on 42 shots at an .881 save percentage, which evens it all out to .831.
Those are OPS baseball numbers. When you're hovering around that line, it's a problem.
Woo!
The 42, the 36 saves has to help him, but wow.
Yeah, is that his GAA or his earned run average? Like, yikes, dude. One final thing I just wanted to add about the Bruins forward group. I don't understand, like, when they say, like, they can't make changes, they're barely using Johnny Beecher. Like, to me, Beecher played great against Colorado. He scored. Played pretty well against Utah. I mean, he goes right back to the 9th floor. He's played 2 games. Like, I mean, it doesn't look like he's going to draw it today either. It's like, why not just waive him at that point and bring somebody up? If you're going to play him for 20% of the games, I'm sorry, what's the point? Like, it's just like using a roster spot for the sake of using one.
Yep, I'm with you 100%. One more thing I want to point out, 5.52 goals against average. It looks like a Red Sox bullpen pitcher's ERA. And I'm throwing major shade. I'm looking at you, Justin Slayton. Anyways, we're going to take another...
People on base.
What's up?
It's like Greg Weisser with people on base.
Yeah, that too.
Before we do, Sam, I just want to put something out there. The Bruins have 29 goals for, which is 4th in the league. So, like, they've been scoring. It's just unfortunate that they're 3-6 with that. It seems like that fantasy football team that's, like, can score a lot of points, but they have a lot of points allowed, and they're still, like, out of the playoffs. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but I've had some friends in that situation, and it's unfortunate.
I'm 5-2 in fantasy. Thank you, Christian McCaffrey, for carrying me on offense.
I went like 3-10 one year and missed the playoffs, and I think I had like the second most points in the league. I just got so unlucky. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so that's like exactly what's happening with the Bees right now. They're just scoring goals, but they're allowing a ton, and they're losing.
Yeah, and it's like you're not losing 7-5 is not sustainable, guys. It's just not. You gotta figure out a way to stop the puck from going in your own net. So, and we're gonna take a look at the upcoming games coming up on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere.
If you've turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you. Call 877-744-1658. That's 877-744-1658. Call now.
Welcome back here on episode 399 of the Black and Gold Hockey Podcast. Let's take a look at the upcoming games, including the Bruins do play their 10th game of the season today against the team that, as Neil called it, put the belt to ass last week to the Bruins. The Avalanche at 3 p.m. at the Garden. It'll finish up the season series of the Avalanche. Neil, I'm going to start with you. Will it be another case of belt to ass today?
I hope not. I'll be going to this one, so I would like to see the Bruins play competent, watchable hockey. Colorado doesn't necessarily play well in Boston over the past couple of years. I've been to a couple of these games because I want to see guys like McKinnon and McCarr, and the Bruins are usually the ones coming out on the other side of this. A lot of times Colorado's having the early afternoon starts or, Martin Luther King Day starts where they're coming east early time. They're not getting ready for the games. I hope that's the case today. I hope we get another backup or we just kind of pillage like we seem to be doing right now. And I'm not optimistic, but I'm hopeful. And it's a hope that kills you.
Don't get your hopes up too high, or else they'll hurt you at the end. Eamon, what are you looking for today?
Yeah, I've just had a weird feeling that they're gonna win this game like all day. I don't know why. Like my brain tells me they're gonna get pumped like 6-0, but like I just like feel like they're gonna win. I don't know why. I mean, it's hard to lose 7 games in a row, especially in regulation. So like, I mean, logically, gotta win one at some point, or at least get a point. Like, just get a point, please. Like, I'm tired of these regulation losses. Like, it's just so infuriating thinking of like 12 potential points and you get absolutely none of them. Yeah, so let's not make that 14-0-14.
Yeah, let's not do that. That's definitely something that I do not want to see happen. Jack, they got to figure out a way to shut down Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, that's really tough to do. He's arguably one of the best players in the league. I'm just like Neil. I'll be at this game today, so I'm excited to see the guys like McKinnon and McCarr on the ice. And it was a thought that I have that the Bruins have come out on the other side of these games. Now, granted, they were a lot better teams, but even last year, it was the first time that Natchez and Drury were on. It was their first game for Colorado, and it was in Boston, and the Bruins won 3-1. So I'm hoping that this streak can end tonight, similar to Eamon. Yesterday, I was talking to my friends, and I said that they're going to get their shit pumped. And today, I have a feeling that this 6-game skid is over. So I'm hoping that my feeling today is true come 7 tonight.
Hopefully indeed this game will be a 3:00 start here, and it's just this game to me, it screams that this is going to go one or two ways. Number one, the Bruins just get their ass kicked again, which that's always a valuable option with the team we've seen so far to start the year. It's always a good option. Or number two, the Bruins actually show up, play a full 60-minute effort, and somehow shut down the Avalanche. And because they're playing pissed off. After the game they had against the Ducks, they were embarrassed. They were upset. This game screams, they're upset. So, Neil?
Like I said, it's the hope that kills you.
The hope that kills you. Hopefully they're playing pissed off, Jack.
Yeah, I hope so too. And something I had written down is Colorado's power play is 11.8%. So maybe that's something. Penalty kill has been solid so far for the Bees. So that's something to think about if Colorado has a power play. They haven't seen too much success on that this year. Take advantage of that.
Yeah, I think the power play for the Avs is kind of one of their weak points actually to start this season.
It's crazy to say that with the roster they have, but
they shouldn't, because they have McKinnon, Makar, Natchez, Landeskog, a Partridge, and a Pear Tree, and they can't score on the power play. Didn't you say that the Bruins were 5 for 5 in the penalty kill against the Avalanche last week?
Yep. I think they got rid of Ray Bennett. I think it might be the assistant coach that used to be in Colorado. And he was on their power play for a while. I was hoping that the Bruins would consider him when they hired Marco Sturm, but he was their power play coach for a while. He's not there anymore. I think he's with the Islanders now. So that could have been a part of the reason, some personnel change behind the scenes in Colorado for that faulty power play to start. Now I'm going to say this, and they're going to score 3 power play goals tonight.
Yeah.
So
that's
I hope
usually
not.
how that goes. It's sports broadcaster here, announcer jinx, done it all the time. Welcome to media. It happens a lot. Eamon, the Bruins are probably going to start Swayman today, if I were guessing, based off the performance Korpisalo had. It does not deserve another start for a little bit after that. What do you want to see from him today?
Yeah, I mean, thought he played a good game against Colorado a week or so ago. I mean, he just didn't get any real goal support. I mean, I'm not sure I really expect the goal support aspect of that to change today, but I mean, if he could play like that again, I mean, he gave them a chance to win a game they didn't deserve to have a chance to win in. So yeah, I mean, if he could do that again, like, I feel pretty good. But I mean, yeah, it's getting late early for this team. Like, I mean, 3-6. If they lose today, they're 3-7. Like, that's not good. Like, I mean, if you look at the standings, like, Buffalo's currently 3rd in the Atlantic, and they're a 500 team. The Leafs are like 3-4-1, I think. Tampa's the worst team in the East right now. I mean, Florida's out of the playoffs too. Like, I mean, the Atlantic Division as a whole has just gotten off to really bad start outside of Detroit and Montreal. Like, I mean, it's not impossible to get back into it, but like, I mean, I also don't expect like a lot of these teams that are out of the playoffs to be this bad, other than, you know, maybe us, in all honesty, looking at our roster. So, I mean, you know, if things don't improve, like, there might be some difficult questions to ask.
Because it's been Red Wings and Canadians kind of leading the way in the Atlantic to start the year, and then everybody else has not been great. Like Toronto, I mean, we were talking about it in the pregame. Steve Dangle had an epic crash out meltdown, unbelievable, after the Kraken beat him in overtime earlier in the week. That was hilarious to see. Him questioning Brandon Carlo's defensive prowess. We could have told you that. we could have told you that right here. I think we said on the day he got traded, Carlo isn't really a physical defenseman. I mean, because Stolarz got nailed. He got run over, you know. So, and then Carlo didn't really do anything. He kind of just stood there and watched as it happened. Like, he was right there. I don't know. Anyway, Bruins taking on the Avalanche at the 3 p.m. start at the Garden today. That should be definitely a dandy, to say the least. And then they travel up to Canada to go take on the Senators, not the Islanders, the Senators. I swear, they're in Ottawa, or Canada, as Parker coined it as he was making the graphics. Canada, Ontario. I believe that's where the arena is, but
they're building a new one, I think. That's actually in downtown Ottawa, I believe.
Oh, good. Actually, so they're taking on the Canada Senators today, and the Brady Tkachuk's hurt for the Senators. He's going to be out for the next little bit, and the Senators have been a weird team. Like, they're okay, but they still have issues, Eamon, and that's the thing we gotta look at for Monday night's game.
Yeah, I mean, Ullmark has really struggled this year. but I also fully expect him, if he starts against the Bruins, to make like 40 saves. Like I just feel like he's just gonna get up for the game. The Senators, to me, I think we talked about them on Buy or Sell last week, our first edition of that segment. I was buying big time that they're bad. I'm still just not convinced, really. Like, I mean, I think losing Kachuk is just such a big deal for them. They have to end this skid. If they don't end it today, they've got to end it on Monday. Like, it's got to end at some point.
Yeah. It's got to end eventually because the Bruins definitely they need to get the getbacks on Ottawa from last year. Ottawa owned the Bruins last year. Every time the Bruins would play the Senators, it was a tough game, and in recent years it really hasn't been a tough game. So, Jack, the Bruins have a lot to prove against the Senators on Monday night.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, again, like Eamon just said, Omar's going to make like 40 saves if he's in this game. But I was seeing tweets the other day that it was what's happening is Linus Ullmark turning into Jonas Korpisalo. So I don't think the Sens fans have been too thrilled. And then, as I was looking at numbers the other last night, something that jumped off the table was Ottawa's penalty kill is at a 62.1% rate right now. Terrible. So
that's bad.
Take full advantage of that. Get any power play and just drive. Throw pucks on net. Their penalty kill looks like it sucks. So that's where I think the Bruins that's the Bruins' opportunity in this game. And the Sens finally got new jerseys. They'll be wearing those red alternate jerseys against the Bruins that night.
Gotta be honest, not a fan. I don't like
better than the black. I'd rather more color.
Yeah, I do like the red ones they wore back in the day, like the 2010, 2011 era Senators. Like those jerseys were sick, and I like that logo better than the one they have now. Excuse me. So anyway, I'm not a fan. I don't like that gold stripe on the bottom. It just looks out of place to me.
That is interesting.
It just looks out of place. Neil, the Senators are in action today, I believe. They are playing the Capitals tonight down in D.C. What are we expecting here from this game on Monday with the Senators playing a tough team like the Capitals tonight?
I think they bring their A game against the Caps. The Caps are still a very good team, number one seed in the East last year. I think the Bruins rightfully would be considered the let's start the backup. Let's give our starter the night off. But you guys talked about Ullmark struggling. He got off to a slow start last year with Ottawa too. I remember that because I actually posted a piece for Black and Gold talking about how Jonas Korpisalo was playing better than Linus Ullmark, and that very quickly turned around on its head. But they don't have Brady Tkachuk, who's the heart and soul of the team. We already talked about that. They still have a lot of guns. Shane Pinto, Dylan Cousins, Claude Giroux, Tim Stützle. Those are all really good offensive forwards who could make it very difficult for a team that, like we talked about, does not stop quality chances. So, yeah, we might be playing their backup, whoever it is. We could still lose 5-4.
Who's their backup anyway?
Marolainen.
Oh boy! All right, that's going to be interesting.
This is one I'd be likely more hopeful that we could win and steal one, especially again without their heart and soul player, kind of maybe lacking a little bit of extra push. But I need to see it from our defense. And hell, if we beat Colorado, I'd say we sweep the rest of the season. But
76-6, I like it.
Most Bruins thing ever would be a great effort today, and then just completely throwing up all over themselves in the back-to-back on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, or having like a 4-1 lead in the third period in Ottawa, then coughing up with 3 goals with their goalie pulls. Because didn't we do that last year?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
No, that was a game. I remember that game. I was actually down in Quinnipiac covering games in Quinnipiac and Cornell, and just remember my dad texting me live because I didn't get a radio feed, and it's just like goal, 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 and I'm like, I'm gonna throw my phone off the highway if I keep happening.
It's completely valid, in my opinion. Somebody who has actually gone under the radar to start the year, apparently, Jordan Spence for the Senators. Yeah, I
Great
know.
pickup.
Great pickup. He's got 4 assists to start the year in 4 games played. He's got a +1. He's been in and out of the lineup, but when he's been in there, he's been effective. He's averaging a point a game so far in his tenure with the Senators. So exciting stuff there for him. The Capitals, oh my God, Dylan Strom's got 10 points in his last 5 games. Oh, man. Oh, boy. I just looked at that because the Capitals are playing them tonight. That is very, very interesting. So,
Yeah, he's finally hit his potential there. Like, I mean,
finally.
he was such a high pick and such a great draft class. And, like, for the longest time, it looked like he wasn't going to pan out. But, I mean, Washington's really brought the best out of him.
Yeah, and even the first 2 years there, I'm waiting for it. Like, where is it? Finally. Like, last year, it was like a flower. Boom. And then he took off, and he became, like, a really great player for them. So,
Never mind.
Yeah. You talk about a guy who's under the radar, Alexei Protas. He
Oh,
is
yeah.
a future star for the Caps. He could be a star now, but he's not been talked about because still in the Ovechkin chase. He's now 1 goal away from 900. Protas is going to be a dude very quickly.
I think he already is a dude.
Him
He's
and
got a
Ryan
younger
Leonard on
brother,
that Caps
too.
team is.
Yeah.
He's got a brother, too, who's a Caps prospect, who's, like,
Yeah.
had, like, 120 points in the OHL last year.
Holy
Yep.
shit.
So yeah, Protas
Caps
with 30
upset.
goals last year. He's already a dude. I'm late.
Yeah. He's already a dude, but now he's solidifying himself as confirmed a dude. So after the Senators game on Monday, they have a home. They come home again because the NHL loves their random 1-game travel days, and then they come home the next night for the New York Islanders, who again are a weird hockey team. They're 4-3 to start the year, but I'm still not convinced they're actually decent anymore. Eamon?
I mean, Matthew Schaefer's just been absurd to start the year. Like, no, I didn't see this coming. Like, I mean, I remember, like, there's a legit debate that, like, none of the guys selected this past summer were going to start in the NHL. But, like, I mean, Matthew Schaefer, like, is getting, like, legitimate discussion to be on Team Canada at this point. Like, he's, like, been statistically one of the best defensemen in the NHL. I mean, yeah, that alone makes a huge difference. I mean, you add like a legit number 1 defenseman to your roster, like you're going to improve significantly. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we joked about this earlier that like the Bruins Islanders game is just going to be one of the hockey games of all time. You know, the Islanders are not known for their thrilling style of play. So, yeah, it'll be interesting, honestly. It'll be fun to see this one.
2 neutral zone traps. Oh shit! Here we go. this is gonna be 1.
Puck is dropped, and both teams have instantly skated away from it to the defensive zone.
1 nothing in the 13th round of the shootout. That's what this game screams to me. Oh man. But Jack, the Islanders' goaltending has been an issue. Sorokin is still being regarded as one of the best goalies in the league. The last 2 years, I don't know.
Yeah, Nature's made a personnel change. I think they brought Sorokin's goalie coach from, I don't know if he worked with him in Russia, but he was in Bridgeport already. So they made a personnel change this early in the season to bring the old goaltending coach up to the NHL. So I think that, I mean, it's an early move, but I think it's the right move to make if your goaltending's an early issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, a pleasant surprise the Islanders have been. Schaefer's been fun to watch. I think this will be a very competitive game. This is the Frozen Frenzy night too.
Yes, this game's actually going to be a 7:15 start.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
It's like a Saturday night baseball game on Fox. Damn.
I think this will be a good test, though, and I'm excited to see Schaefer against the Bruins.
Yeah, and see how he actually looks in a full 60-minute game. Neil, what are you looking for, or what are you looking forward to in this game?
Matthew Schaefer, period.
Okay, nice.
I would have said, the Islanders, they're kind of a weird team to me, like you said. Like, but the way I see it, like they have a lot of core pieces who are about a year or two too old. And they need to start flushing in the young guys who are going to be coming up, like Callum Ritchie and Cole Eiserman. But one thing, this is extremely niche for me, is that I would have looked forward to them having Mark Gatcombe in the lineup. Ice Bus alum, Woover native, but they waived him and brought him down to Bridgeport. So, I was banging down the drums to try to see how the hell could the Bruins waiver claim this guy and bring him to Boston if we want more pits and vinegar to do nothing else. Just bring me some Huskies.
God,
But
that's
Piss and vinegar from the Hockey East is brewing.
Yeah. I mean, piss and vinegar, Massachusetts natives. Don Sweeney, I thought, would have been already on the phone.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just Matthew Schaefer. I mean, Bo Horvat's playing well, but I feel like the rest, and Matthew Barzal is always pretty good.
yeah.
But I feel like, again, they're a team that just has held on to their core a couple years too late and just needs to retool around Schaefer and some of the young guys.
Twice now, almost a former Bruin, almost a Bruins legend, Matt Barzal. Hey, I'm just looking for the Bruins to play a competitive 60 minutes. That's all I'm looking for here. That's all I want, just them to be competitive, and I think they can do that as long as they get out of their own way, which has been a problem for them this year. And then the last game here that we're going to be talking about is next Thursday. The Bruins will be taking on the Buffalo Sabres at the TD Garden in Boston. Oh, wait. Yeah, they already played them. Yeah, they played them earlier in the season. Their third game of the year. They took on the Sabres and beat them, so that was good. It was actually the last time they won a hockey game, which seems like forever ago. But Eamon, they haven't won a hockey game. And if they don't win the next 3 games, they will not have won a hockey game in 20 days.
Yeah, that seems not good, Sam. The Buffalo Sabres, though, they have been winning hockey games. They're actually back at 500. They're currently in the playoffs as things stand, which is something that's probably worth taking a screenshot because it might not last much longer. But yeah, they play the Leafs again tonight. I watched the end of their game last night. Really gritty effort by them, actually. Like, Dahlin took an awful delay game penalty with like 4 minutes left, up 1. Just no need, just chucks it over the glass, nobody on him.
Mm-hmm.
They hung on for dear life. Like, Alex Lyon made a couple huge saves. Then Alex Tuch scored shorthanded and they win. I took great enjoyment in that because I have been hate watching the Leafs all year since we have their first round pick. By the way, that team is terrible. The Leafs, I think they honestly might miss the playoffs. Like, they look even worse without Marner. Like, there's all this talk about how somehow getting rid of Mitch Marner was going to make them this huge unit that all comes together. They look terrible. Like, Matthews, Steve Dangle described him as Ryan O'Reilly with less grit and better hands. That's what he looks like. He's not doing anything out there. He's just skating around, not touching anybody. I mean, yeah. But I don't really know how much I buy the Sabres 4-game win streak, but I mean, yeah, they look better than the Bruins do right now. So we'll see. We'll see if the Bruins can beat them again.
Matthews being Ryan O'Reilly with that's crazy. That's crazy. Jack?
Yeah, there's nothing better to watch than Toronto going up in flames. But Buffalo, another number I saw with Buffalo, opposite of Ottawa, their penalty kill, 93.3% right now on 30 times short. Yeah, fucking nuts. On 30 times shorthanded, they've only allowed 2 power play goals.
Uh-huh.
Not a bad start.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and their power play is above 20%. So their special teams are pretty good. I can see why they're on a 4-game win streak, especially if your special teams are playing like that. Hopefully the Bruins will have another win by the time this game comes around. But I think if they don't, that it'll be a great chance to get another win.
Yeah, for sure. Neil?
So again, great chance to get a win, like you said, Jack. My fear is one very big man, Tage Thompson. He'll probably score another hat trick on us.
And
TNT. Another Ice Bus reference. You're going to get UConn references with me on here if you like it or not. But he always seems to torch us, and he could do it again by himself. And again, if we get another backup goalie performance, Sam, here's a guy you might remember, Colton Ellis, who was the Springfield goalie last year in the playoffs. He just got a win for Buffalo the other night. But Buffalo is a team, again, they look like they have a lot of really solid forwards and a lot of guns on their offense that are just not quite clicking, but they seem to be doing so now. Zach Benson, 7 points. Alex Tuck, 7 points. Josh Doan fitting in pretty well there. It feels like Buffalo might be figuring it out for the first time.
We'll see.
I'm not taking them as lightly as I used to. I think we can still get a win here because we already beat them once this season. But again, I watched Tage Thompson put a hat trick on our face at least twice.
So, okay. I'm not convinced the Buffalo Sabres make the playoffs until it has an X next to their name. Sorry, I'm just not. Because remember, guys, okay, I don't mean to make you guys feel old. The last time the Buffalo Sabres made the Stanley Cup playoffs, I was in first grade. I am now in my senior year in college. That alone should be the answer to that question. I'm not convinced until they actually make it.
Did you guys see that one video, like, after their home opener, where
Yes, that was
the Sabres
awesome.
jersey leaving the arena? He's like, the last time they made the playoffs, I was 6 years old. I was at Disney World.
I was 6. I was 6.
That was awesome.
Now. I'm 21 now. That was me. God.
I was in 8th grade. That was the same year the Bruins won the Cup. So
yes.
I was in 8th grade for that. I graduated high school, college, and I've been out of college longer than either of both at this point.
Yeah.
I think I'm closer to 40 than I am to when the last time the Sabres made the playoffs.
Oh, God.
I'm 28. So just think about that for a second.
God. The Buffalo Sabres are the New York Jets of the NHL, and it's so sad. Like,
it's great. They always have like the competing graphics every year, and the number just goes up one. And it's at least, yeah, it's like at least teams in the division. If it was like Houston and like Seattle, I wouldn't care as much. But it's 2 teams in New York. I love it.
What really compounds the depression for Sabres fans to me is the fact that Terry Pegula cares so much more about Penn State, and they just made the Frozen Four. Now they have Gavin McKenna, and the Sabres are just there. Yes, Mark, I am old. Penn State, by the way, I think they're a paper tiger and a half. They can't put away Stonehill. They can't put away Long Island. They're losing to Clarkson. They are. I have them on fraud watch.
Penn State is a one-trick pony, and it's Gavin McKenna.
No, they got a lot of guns. It's just that when those guns aren't firing, they do nothing.
Yeah. How about the goal celebration against LIU the other day? Go find like the 4 LIU parents in the crowd and just go celebrate in front of them. I thought that was kind of nuts.
My favorite celebration is still Adrian Kempe hitting the horns down.
Horns down.
That's cold. That is so cool.
Because I know that all those Texas fans took like offense to that.
Yeah, they tried to get it banned.
Slight against them. It was awesome.
They tried to get that banned from football when Baker Mayfield did it.
Yep.
Did you see
the funny thing is, like, half of those guys are probably like Texas Tech and Texas A&M. Like, there's so many schools down there that half of them are probably like, yeah, horse down. They're like doing it with them.
Yeah. SMU, TCU, Houston. Like, there's plenty of schools in Texas who hate Texas.
Yeah, for sure. Did you see the Gavin McKenna celebration against Arizona State in the scrimmage?
Yeah.
It was this, right? Is that what this was? Yeah.
Forks down. Like, yeah, like, God.
Yeah, this might be too early to have this conversation, but like, does anyone else think like McKenna might be like kind of going on the Higgins path? Like,
I already see him.
Yeah, where he's not playing poorly. Like, I mean, like his numbers are good, but like, I mean, there's a bunch of guys on Penn State that have like way more points than he does, and like, I mean, Penn State, like to me, like I've watched them a couple times. I'm just like, they're like all right. Like, I agree with you, Neil. I think they're a paper tiger, but like, I mean. I feel like Verhoff, and like even like I feel like Stenberg, like at this point, like he's almost like a point per game player in the SHL right now, like for Lunda too, which is like one of the better teams in Sweden. Like I feel like that's more impressive than like what McKenna's doing. Like I mean, like he's got 2 goals. One was the goal against Arizona State where he did like forks down. The other one was like a backdoor goal against like Stonehill. It's like, I mean, like Stonehill's barely a Division I program.
The real contenders in the Big Ten to me are Michigan and Michigan State. I saw
Yeah, I'm with
Michigan
you.
up close and personal at Providence. I saw Michigan State against BU. They kicked the crap out of Providence and BU with ease. Those two teams, and they hate each other. So whenever that series is coming up, I think I get Big Ten Network through some subscriptions. That is appointment viewing because those two fan bases despise each other.
Yeah, and talk about like a rebuild. Like Michigan State for like forever in hockey, like just wasn't relevant at all. And like, like in the last 4 years, they've gone from like, not really being like ranked or anything to like one of, if not the best team in the country. Like, I mean, like Martone, Caden
Augustine.
Lindstrom,
Oh, Lindstrom was a horse. He was a man against boys against BU.
Yeah, like if I
BU is a young team. They only have 4 upperclassmen on that roster. Lindstrom just mossed them all night.
Yeah, like if I had to pick a team to win the national championship right now, I'm taking Michigan State. Like to me, like Martone, Lindstrom, like they're just big. They got those two. They got Charlie Strebel, first round pick of the Wild, who's I think a junior or senior now. Like he's been in college forever. They have forget his name. He's a Canucks prospect. He had like 120 points in the OHL before coming to Michigan State as a freshman. Like he's like on like their third line too or something. Like I mean, like just. They have so much skill. They're big. Like they could play. Like they could beat you pretty much any way you want them to. They've got a good goalie. Like I see. They to me are the team I'd pick to win it all.
I mean, you see it in college hockey the past couple of years. Last year's Western Michigan had a veteran team, undrafted players. Denver against BC, a veteran team with Zeev Buium's the only first-round pick, and he's a young player on that roster. It's veterans, it's older players. It's not always the glitz and glamour high picks who win it all. Michigan State, they've come close, but they have that recipe now. Their guys have really aged up. Michigan scores goals in bunches, and Western Michigan's still there. I'm not sold on BC this year. I think they've lost way too much high-end talent to do much. BU, same. I think their defense, they're too young. They're too leaky in the back end. They just got their ass beat 8-4, and like it's Michigan State to me, and then there's a gap. But of course, Denver's always going to be there.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if you guys want to like talk about BC a little bit, just because like there's so many Bruins prospects there. But to me, like. I think they got to like look at like shuffling their lines a little bit. Like, I mean, like I feel like Hagen's like when I watch him, like he's creating so many chances, and he's just not getting like the. I just feel like his line mates aren't like open enough for him. I mean, Letourneau, like Letourneau's line played great last night. Like I know they're missing Yelvik too, but like I feel like they've got to like shake up their top 6 at some point. Like I don't know if you put Will Moore with Hagen's or something, but like I feel like they've got to change something, and like they're just. Kind of just running it back, and like I mean they started well last night, but the second period Denver just like rolled over them.
Yeah. So the BC, I mean he's got Stiga and Conmey usually is what he's rolling with. I think Stiga's more of a playmaker, passer. Conmey is the trigger man, and he's done pretty well, especially on the power play. Second line, you can really feel it. It's because Gasso plays his best with Yelvik because they've been like, attached at the hip for years. And Yelvik's been out. I think he may have played one game.
He played the Quinnipiac game.
Yeah. So without that, like Gasso is trying to figure it out on his own. I wouldn't say that may be harsh, but you can tell he's lacking chemistry with the line mates that he has when he otherwise would have had perfect chemistry with Yelvik, who's also a senior. Dean is a monster. Last year, when I watched him play, he was a step too slow. He looked kind of lost. He didn't really know what to do. He looked very nervous. This year's Dean, he's assertive. He's laying the body. He's getting the puck. He's making quick decisions. He's putting the puck on goal. He's making great passes. Dean is going to, if he stays another year or two, I mean, Bruins fans are going to be mad just because we wasted a first-round pick on this guy. He goes 4 years. Give him time to season. He is going to be a monster.
This is exactly how he was supposed to develop too, which is awesome. But it's crazy because now that he's performing, everybody's fast tracking Dean. They obviously Sweeney's even mentioned it. In hindsight, it was wrong to put him in BC last year. They should have USHL'd him. But whatever. Hindsight's 2020. You can't go back and unfix and fix what you did. So now that he's performing and he's scoring and he's on the score sheet and he's making big hits, that's exactly what was expected this year. So it's perfect. It's exactly what you want to see. I hope that it doesn't. The fast tracking kind of stops, because this is where we were supposed to be with Dean.
I think the fast tracking, a lot of that's just because people see first round picks come up and come and go after 1 year and thinking, oh, here go the Bruins again, like not taking first round picks. You go 1 year. This is exactly where he needed to be, exactly what he needs to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, first round picks take time sometimes.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be, I don't know, Macklin Celebrini.
Yep.
I mean, to me, I think Letourneau probably 1 more year at BC after this, and then he gets signed.
Absolutely.
He's taken just a massive step this year. I mean, like, if you look at BC's roster, there's gonna be a lot of turmoil after the season. Like Jelvik and Gasso are seniors; they're gonna be gone. I think is Kami a junior or a senior?
I think he's a junior. He's a junior.
Junior, yeah, he might be gone too for all we know. You don't know if LA will sign him or not. Hagen's, like, I'd be shocked if he goes back for a 3rd year. Like, I don't really see any point in that. Having watched him, like, he looks like he could honestly maybe play the NHL right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Letourneau will definitely have a top 6 role on BC. Like, honestly, in my opinion, I think he should be in it right now. Honestly, like, to me, I feel like they're like second and third lines. Like, they should swap them in terms of deployment. Like, I think like Sondriel's a good player. I like him when I watch him. Letourneau's good. I like Will Vogt's game too. I think like I really like that line. Like, I would honestly, if I was Greg Brown, I'd swap the way he's deploying those 2 lines.
I think Will Moore on the second line might be a bit too much of a start for him. He's shown flash. He's had some assists and an assist last night. I do think that put Dean in the top 6. You know, you put him with Gasso and maybe someone like a Teddy Stiga. That's a pretty big second line of talented playmaking forwards. So I think there could be a lot of potential there. I just think that BC in the past couple of years have been set up to out talent teams more so than to out execute them. And I don't know what kind of adjustments they'll make beyond just shuffling lineups for injured players.
Yeah, and another thing about college hockey that I think kind of gets lost on people is the importance of like having a good coach. Like look at Denver. Like, I mean, we talked about this. You talked about this before, Neil, but their talent on paper like doesn't really like you don't look at them a lot of times. They're like, look, there's a lot of guys who are like, who is this guy? Like outside of Boom, and like they find ways to win because they're well coached. They don't take stupid penalties, like stuff like that. Like I watch BC, I see them take all these dumb ozone penalties. Like I see them like running around in their D zone. I'm like, this team's not very well coached. They're talented, but they don't know like their hockey IQ as a team is just not great. I mean, Quinnipiac is another great example of a team that I think is really well coached. Like they have like some talent. Like I mean, like Gronwald, Pelosi, like they're good players. I like some of the like freshmen they've got on that roster, but they're greater than the sum of their parts. Like they're coached really well. They don't make dumb mistakes. Like if you beat Quinnipiac, it's because you played a really good game. It's not because they beat themselves.
On that note with Quinnipiac, so I mentioned this earlier in the show, but I was at Holy Cross to watch them play on Tuesday night instead of at the Marchand game. Chris Pelosi is a dog. You know, midway through the first period, he blocked a shot during Holy Cross's first real spell of possession. I could hear the impact of that block all the way from the press section, and he couldn't put any weight on his foot limping off the ice. TV timeout, he's back out there on the PK. And he spent all night in front of the net. He's deployed out there in the offensive zone. He is in front of the net the entire time. This dude, I love him. And then Gronwald,
he's fearless.
Yeah, Gronwald, for his size and his frame, he can skate so smoothly. You know, joining the rush, shorthanded, walking the blue line, tracking back to break up a breakaway. For a dude who's 6'2", 6'3", 215, and age 19, he moves so incredibly well. I'm not going to compare him to Brandon Carlo, but very much on the size, the frame, and the two-way ability, I have very high hopes for him.
Good. Very
And then
good.
last thing I want to touch on, Eamon, you mentioned teams with very little, well-coached, little NHL pedigree. Maine. They won Hockey East last year with one drafted player, and that was Cale Makar's brother in the 7th round. They play an incredibly well-insulated defensive game, and Albin Boya is a stud in goal. They're just an incredibly well-coached team that knows how to execute more than the sum of their parts.
Also, fun fact, their director of hockey operations, one of my childhood friends, Nick Fonzie. Shout out to him.
Hey.
Get some creds.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yep. I got some games I'm looking at later this next month that I'm not gonna be able to make, so you can jump on those if you want them.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, that was a good conversation chatting about college hockey and the Bruins prospects there. Of course, Neil, we're going to chat about college hockey with Neil here. He's loving college hockey, and I respect that.
I'm a sicko.
What's up?
I'm a sicko.
Yeah.
Find somebody else who would go to Holy Cross on a Tuesday night instead of watching Brad Marchand's return game.
Only Neil Simmons would do such wild things in my opinion. We're going to take one final break. Get your questions ready. It'll be live question time coming up on the other side of this break.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-380-5698. That's 855-380-5698. 855-380-5698.
Welcome back here on episode 399 of the Black and Gold Hockey Podcast. It is question time. If you have any live questions, we'd love to answer them here as it is our Q&A session to wrap up episode 399 of the Black and Gold Hockey Podcast. Next week is episode 400. Unbelievable. It is cool that I've been here for almost 100 of these episodes. Kind of crazy to say. It's been about 60 or 70 episodes that I've been on. It's been wild to see the growth of this podcast over the last year that I've been here. It's kind of unbelievable, actually. I'm going to pose this question to start things off, and I think this is a really fair question to be asking. Is that we were talking about all these college guys. What's some of these guys' ceilings? Like what's Pelosi's ceiling? Hagen's ceilings? What are we, Neil? What are our thoughts on that?
Hagen's, I think, can be a top 6 center in the NHL. He's got the talent for it. Just needs to fill out his body with more reps. Pelosi, I feel like, could be more geared towards the bottom 6 role. I'd see him as a very good 4th line center, solid 3rd line center. You know, he's great on faceoffs, park him in front of the net. He'll run PK, power play. He can do both. I think his ceiling is one thing. Anywhere from NHL bottom 6, AHL top 6, somewhere in that range for Pelosi.
Yep. How about how about Letourneau now? Now, because last year we talked about him like barely making the NHL to begin with. How about now that he's actually coming to his own a little bit?
Still a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of comps at the Boston College Twitter sphere have been touching him to Brian Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
It was
I love that comparison.
I have no issue with that being his ceiling. If he became that in the NHL, you know, Bruins Twitter would foam at the mouth because of the 1st round pick who's not going to be putting up 100 points as the number 1 center. But you get a dependable 3rd liner, size, bottom 6. I think that would be a very good outcome for Dean.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, any thoughts on what you want to see out of the prospects here?
Yeah, for Letourneau, I definitely think that I loved the Brian Boyle comp. I started hearing it. I think Steve Conroy had it at development camp. And it's just the size and the way he plays. I would love to. That would be an awesome get for the Bruins if he can turn out to be like a Brian Boyle. And yeah, I think down. I wonder where Neil. I wonder because I think we have a lot of centers. I wonder how many of these guys, like a Pelosi, could be on like a third line wing.
That's
If like next to a Letourneau, this is down the line and projecting very far, but if we have a bunch of guys that could play third center.
That's a good question. I'd have to see them play on the wings.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did anything of that at development camp when you guys were there, but from what I've witnessed from all these players, they've been deployed at centers.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy I'd like to see, who I think, if you were to theoretically put together a Pelosi, Letourneau, Ryan Walsh line, that would be very interesting to see, because Walsh is another one, top line center at Cornell, and he did one of those Bruins like with Aaron Marinovsky, the summer interview series, where he said that his path to the NHL will be through his defense as a bottom six player, and he's very realistic about that. So that would be very interesting to see if you had like a third line at some point in the future of someone like Pelosi, Letourneau, the Walsh. That would just be a demonically good defensive, irritating third line to work with.
That would be a pain indeed. Not really a hockey question, but did any of you see the fake trade announcement for Zacha? I did not see it. What happened? What?
I did. Canucks Sentinel, I think it was like a joke account on Twitter, had something and it said like I didn't see the return, like wasn't good. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. I saw it last night and I was like, this is very.
Oh, here it is. The general manager, Patrick Alvin, announced today that the Canucks have acquired forward Pavel Zacha from the Boston Bruins in exchange for Sawyer Mineo, I don't know how to say that, Jonathan Lekerimaki, and a second-round pick in 2026.
You got Sentinel.
Well, here's the thing. Look at the graphic.
Yeah, it looks legit.
That's a really good graphic.
Holy
be
crap.
Honest. That's
Photoshop.
very impressive.
Whoa. That's unbelievable.
We're
I
crossing
read
the Rubicon
Canucks
here.
Sentinel first, so I knew like I didn't. I saw the graphic and I went right to Canucks Sentinel. Like I saw the name and I was like, oh bullshit.
This might be the Photoshop version of Sora AI. Like this is unbelievable. Have you seen those videos? They look way
Those
too
are
real.
awesome.
Oh
Yeah, this actually might be a decent chance for us to like spin into a different topic here, but I mean, there's been some pretty reputable people out there. I know Dave Pagnotta and Rick Dollywall have been talking about how the Canucks. I'm not sure. I mean, they don't get as much talk about out here since they're a West Coast team, but their center depth is abysmal now that Filipino's gone down. Like it's Pedersen. I think their second line center is like Max Sasson right now,
Well,
or Atu Ratu. So like. There's been a lot of talk about the Bruins and Canucks talking Zacha. What do you guys like think of that? Like, do you think there's any chance that he moves right now, or what do you think?
no, and the reason why I'm going to push back on that is they just got Lucas Reichel yesterday from the Blackhawks.
He's a winger though, mainly. He's played some center, but he hasn't really played much center at the NHL level.
But wait a minute. He was listed as a center.
Elite Prospects has him as a wing mainly. Wing/center.
I don't know, but I just think I don't know if that's exactly where the direction they want to go in right now. I thought I saw something from about Zacha. Sweeney would have to be blown away at this point based off the Zacha start. He's been a great start to this season. Underrated positive is that Zacha has been really good to start the year. He's averaging a point a game through the first 9 games in the year. Obviously, that's not going to sustain the entire season, but it's good to see a guy like Zacha getting numbers finally. I'm thrilled to see that for sure. So,
Here's a question I'll bring for you guys.
Go ahead.
Second line right now, we're looking at Middlestat, Zacha, Arvidsson.
Okay.
I thought coming into the year, if this line can combine for 150 points, we'd be in good shape. So far, early return, Zacha's at a point a game. Middlestat has 5 points in 8 games, so he's a little over his half a point a game pace. Arvidsson has got 3 with 0 goals. If you were to change anything out of that line, would you give Arvidsson more time to figure it out before the halfway point, or would you swap in someone like a Blue Mel?
That's where you make a change right there. If you call somebody up, if you call a winger up, they're going on the second line. And I want to see Arvidsson get bumped down to the third line, which is Noah Minton. And the
That's where I
reason
wanted him in the first place when we brought him in. Third line wing, I thought he would have been perfect.
I said he should be a third line wing, but he was a second line wing based off of what the Bruins had. I think in my opinion, if they bring up Lysell or Blumel or Steves even or anybody, you have to put them on the second line right wing with Zacha and Middlestat and see where they go. What if just bam, it clicks? You found something, right? Let's say they call up Lysell hypothetically, for example, right? And he just starts going off, right? You found something. It works. You don't have to see Arvidsson on the second line anymore. And that's a good thing in my opinion. So if I'm changing anything, it's Victor Arvidsson off the second line because I don't like what I'm seeing so far. Eamon?
Yeah, I would bring up Lysell like immediately if I was running the Bruins right now. Like to me, like I've watched, I think 3 of the 5 Providence games. Each one I've watched, he's been like one of their best players. Like he like I know he scored the game-winning goal last night. He also had another breakaway that he almost scored on. Like he's creating a ton of chances like for himself and his line mates. You invested a first-round pick in this kid. Like let's see what he has. Like I mean, I'm sorry, I don't really care about the 5th-round pick they spent on Arvidsson. Like I mean, you could drop him to the third line and probably still recoup the asset. Like, you might as well see what you have in Lysell, especially now that he's, like, just been one of Providence's best players. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, at what point, what do you have to lose at this point? Like, you're on a 6-game losing streak. Like, it's not like it can get much worse. Like, I mean, come on. Like,
it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I know both Zacha and Middlestat have been subject of several trade rumors over the course of the year and the offseason. I'd be fine if we kept them as a second line, at least into the deadline, and let it rock.
Me
because
too.
those two, I think, so far, they've shown they've played very well together. I know Middlestat's on 37% shooting. That's going to come crashing down at some point. But if you just get a proper sniper on his right wing to let him feed and let him be the playmaker he is, then you see those numbers will keep growing as he gets more assists and more opportunity to actually feed real forwards. Arvidsson, let him be a bottom 6, just speed demon, and give Minton something to work with beyond just 2 brutes.
Is it crazy to say that Arvidsson on the second line is giving me Oliver Wahlstrom vibes? Because
he gives me Craig Smith post knee injury vibes. That's what he gives me. Like he used to be a very good player, but like I mean, it's clear as day that like injuries have really just and aging like have just really hampered what he is. Like I was never really a fan of the trade because I was just like, first off, why are you giving the Oilers a pick for a player they want to get rid of? Like they should be giving us the pick. We shouldn't be paying them. They're the ones that want to get rid of him. Yeah, like I just don't see it. Like he used to be a great player, but he's clearly like past it at this point. I don't really see what they're trying to like recoup at this point. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
even with all the injuries, Arvidsson in his current state makes us a faster team, which is a ringing indictment to how sluggish the last year's Bruins team was. I dug into NHL Edge on this right around free agency, and the Bruins as a team were below the 50th percentile in skating speed across the league. And then almost every single player they brought in was in at least 70 to 80 percentile speed. So like instantly, like between Husnadinov, even Jokiharju, Middlestat, AC Mod, Arvidsson, I can keep going. I'm just kind of digging here. All those guys make the team faster, which was one of my core gripes. We are just a slow team in a speed league. At least there's some speed across the lineup. I would be okay with Arvidsson having that speed on the third line, where he's not so dependent for offense,
Yeah.
and he can be a little more effective without having to be relied on to score.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Mark sent in a question. With the Bruins hitting the 6-game losing streak, do you all think they still have time to right the ship and make the postseason? I don't think that the Bruins have the talent to make the postseason based off what we've seen so far. I could be completely wrong. And that's fine. I will eat my crow. I'll take it.
It's
All of the
very
talent
early.
they have, unfortunately, is in Providence at this point. I've seen, and I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to get a lot of crap for this. I've seen enough of Fraser Minton. I have. I'm done already. You can send him to Providence. To me, I'm going to get so much flack for this. The guy can't score. He can't. He has had open net after open net, and he's failed miserably at it. I don't care that he's a great penalty killer and good defensively. That's all well and good. Put the puck in the back of the net. If you have the chance to put the puck in the back of the net and you can't, I don't know what you're doing. He could use a couple of weeks down there because he really has been pissing me off consistently with the puck offensively. I don't know if that's just me. I don't really care. To me, Minton, I've seen enough offensively. I'm good for a little bit. I think we could use somebody else in the third line.
I see where you're coming from in terms of like the lack of offensive production, but at the same time, I don't think it's fair to expect offensive production when his line mate is Tanner Jeannot, who scored like 10 points the last 3 years, and his other one is Michael Eyssimont, who got traded off the Lightning at the deadline to go to a lottery team.
I'm going to push back because here's the reason why I'm pushing back. If you have a 2-on-1 against Utah and Jeannot gives you the perfect pass, there is no defender on you, and you don't get your stick even attempt to play the puck on a 2-on-1, what are you doing? You had a breakaway, and you coughed up the puck with nobody behind you. The nearest goes 5 feet behind you. To me, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Crazy talk, I don't care. I do not care. To this guy, he looked good he's looked good to me fully, consistently. He's played a 200-foot game in one game to start the year, and it was the game he scored the game winner in. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to be the one to bring to be realistic about this guy. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. Offensively, I'm not seeing it.
I think part of the reason that like I'm not down on Minton is I already think he's being asked to do like more than what he should be being asked to do. Like I think the perfect place for him to develop would probably be the fourth line center role. I mean, he's always been advertised as someone who isn't going to put up a ton of points but is responsible defensively. That's what a fourth line center is. You know what I mean? Like, but instead they bring in Corrali and Eyssimont and all these other dudes, and they bring back Beecher, they bring back so-and-so, and now he has to play third line center to make the team. Like, to me, like, the perfect spot for him to develop as a center would have been the 4C role.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I don't really penalize him for not scoring, in my opinion. Like, I get what you're saying, Sam, but again, I just don't look at that line and go, oh, they're going to score. Like, I look at that line and I go, like, okay, what do they do exactly? Like what's the end goal here?
In the game against the Ducks, he had a golden opportunity in front of the net. And I don't care if Razzle made that ridiculous save. That's on Minton, 100%. How do you not score there?
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I didn't see that game, so I'm not going to comment on that. So I'll take your word for it. But to me, like through 8 games that I've watched, I haven't seen anything that makes me go like, yeah, Minton needs to go down.
I'm with Eamon there. I think that he hasn't been in the most favorable spot, but Sam, I see you got good points. Like the offensive production hasn't been completely there, but I think there's other areas of the game where he's valuable. And last game against Anaheim, he was on a line to even further Eamon's point. He was on a line with Jeannot and Jeffrey Viel. So that's not really goal scorers unite there. So I think that the role he's in now, almost to me seems like a fourth line center role with the way that the fourth line has actually been playing recently.
Right.
Like, so I'm not upset with the way Minton's been going. And I've been pretty not thrilled, but not upset with it.
Great. We have 2 fourth lines.
Yeah.
If that's what you're great. We have 2 fourth lines. Great. We don't have actual scoring talent.
I mean, we
dear
look at the
God,
wingers.
questions
It
of
was
our actions.
Janot and VL.
This is a reflection of the front of the roster construction. Again, I'm looking at the front office on that, but like, he's not. We were told, right, from Leafs fans, oh, this guy's going to put the puck in the back of the net. We were told that. I was told that to my face. Oh, he'll put the puck in the back of the net eventually. Where is
line with?
It doesn't
Not on the line
matter.
with the goal scorers.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter who he's on the line with. He's supposed to be the goal scorer on that line.
Was he
You
lined
know-
up with Easton Cowan? Like some
What's
actual off? Was he lined up with Easton Cowan and with like actual offensive talent, or was he in the Marlies last year?
Oh, we got some breaking Atlantic Division news if we'd like to discuss it. Patrick Laine will miss 3 to 4 months after core muscle surgery. Poor Frank Saravalli.
Holy balls. Wow. That's going to be a big hit for Montreal.
There's a lot of LTIR money right there.
Their Linsanity run just came crashing down real quick. Oh my God. That's unbelievable.
I don't think it's a Linsanity run anymore. Last year was a Linsanity run. I think this year Montreal is just a good team.
Yeah, they're legit at this point.
Yeah.
They've got
think-
they still have a lot of prospects coming that are good players.
I'm not sold on Montebo and Dobesh being a legit cup contending goaltending duo, but when Jacob Fowler gets to Montreal, good night.
I hate that he's a Canadian.
No.
I mean, you could have said, oh, they wrote a PDO bender into the playoffs last year. Yeah, then they added Noah Dobson. So then their defense got even better.
Yeah.
In a full year of Ivan Demidov.
Yeah. We'll see.
And they still have Slepkowski. They still have Cole Caulfield. They still have
Suzuki.
Yeah. They're just
still there.
they're just a good team.
Yeah, they are a good team.
Yeah, but just to go back to the Bruins for a second, like every issue that we're talking about right now in terms of like Minton being slotted above where he should goes back to July 1st. It goes back to the stream that you and I were on, Sam, where they signed all these dudes and we're like, where does this fit? Like it really, it's just like it seems to me like it's clear to me that they were trying for Besser, and then once he signed in Vancouver, they're just like, well, got money, gotta spend it somehow. Like, I mean, it just doesn't seem like there was a plan. Like, it was just like, oh, we like this guy, we like this guy, we like this guy. It's like they went to the store, they're like, oh, I like tomatoes, oh, I like M&Ms, oh, I like Cheetos. And then they're like, oh, for dinner, what are we going to do? I don't know, we have all these ingredients that don't go together. It's like, what's the plan? Like, I don't understand it.
It's like you're running an NHL franchise in like NHL 26 or whatever, and you're like, oh, I need a big body fourth line left wing. So you offer to like 5 different guys, expecting only one to take it because everyone else is like team interested, and all 5 say yes, we want the contract. And it's like, all right, well, I mean, like I said, I called into you guys' stream. I said I would have loved Arvidsson as a third line wing. If they got Besser on the second line, I would have been over the moon.
Mm-hmm.
I saw like, okay, I see the vision with someone like Blumel or Steve's okay. It's like, but then they got AC Mont, they got Janot, they got Sean Corrali. They are already overflowing with fourth liners because they spent all this money in fourth line last year. What are they going to do with all these guys?
Exactly.
Until they're just loading up on piss and vinegar and pissing away scoring and defense because they're every time Don Sweeney looks down at the ice, he sees Sam Bennett.
Yeah.
And then they hold like a blood grudge against every single young player in Providence, saying until you become a fourth line grinder, we're not bringing you up.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's just cage all the songbirds then. So I guess we're back in 1983.
Damn.
Yeah, the thing that like another thing about it is like it's one thing if they brought all these guys in on like 1-year deals. Like if they had brought Janot in on like a 1-year, like I don't know, like $4.5 million deal, just paid him a bunch of money for one season to get him to sign instead of term, and they were like, you know what, like we could put him on we could give him this money. We'll put him on the top 9. Hopefully he'll score a little bit. We could flip him at the deadline because teams love they love grit and they love fight for a playoff run, right? That's a plan. That's an idea. Tanner Jeannot for 5 years, what are we doing? What? So your plan for free agency is to lock up your future 4th line left wing for 5 seasons? It's you can get those every year. Your prospects should be able to be your 4th line left wing. Riley Duran, in the preseason, looked like he was ready for a 4th line role to be. Looks fine. I mean, he hasn't had the best start in the AHL. But I mean, Patrick Brown, Riley Tufte, any of those guys could play 4th line for a game. Jeffrey VL. Why is that your priority? Just save your money. Just keep it.
Yeah. This is unbelievable. Yeah, I got nothing at this point. I don't know. Back to the Minton thing. I've just seen enough of him offensively. Defensively, penalty killing, he's great. It's awesome. He needs to put the puck in the back of the net as advertised, and he has not done that yet. So I don't care what line mates you have, Jeannot, VL, beach ball. I don't know. Put the puck in the back of the net, especially if you have an open net with a goalie who has a 5.5 goals against average. And you can't.
He's 2-0. He's a winning goalie.
Yeah, it's an undefeated goalie we're talking about here, Sam. Come on.
I mean,
with an 83 save percentage.
how much does
Wins.
Yegor Chinnikov
The
cost?
stat that matters the most.
How much is what going to cost?
Chinnikov from Columbus.
It could be an upgrade in a couple different departments.
It would be an upgrade over almost everything, but
Everything.
3 guys. If he play left wing, right wing, just slot him in the right wing, bump Arvidsson down, figure out a way to make the money work, and now you have a team that might compete for a playoff spot if they go on a PDO bender.
That's a definition of a insanity run right there. If the Bruins get Chinnikov and then go on an 8-game winning streak.
Imagine he was the missing piece all along. It was Chinnikov.
Yegor Chinnikov. Oh boy!
And if they do make the playoffs, does anyone think that round's even going to be competitive against
they're
going to get killed?
They're gonna win one game, and it's with their backs against the walls, down 3-0 in the first round. They're gonna win.
Unless if it's against Toronto, then we win in 7.
Yeah, true.
No.
That's if the Toronto makes the playoffs because
they won't even get in.
Their attempt to rebuild Mitch Marner through the aggregate seems to be working pretty iffy.
Yeah, they gave up all that money for Nick Waugh. Jack, we would have to be the home team for that.
That's true. We can't. Yeah, that is true.
Also, just to go back to that Carlo Marchment discussion, Carlo gets all the crap for not going after Marchment when he's got concussion issues and stuff. What's Jake McCabe doing there? Can someone explain that to me? He's also just standing there. Does he have concussion issues?
That's Jake McCabe. We all knew he was just gonna stand there and watch the whole thing.
William Nylander's going for a little twirl behind the net,
Whee!
plays over. Whee! Crossover. What are we doing?
Here's a different thought on that whole situation. Mason Marchment's on the Kraken because the Stars' salary cap dumped him for a 4th and 3rd. We could have afforded that.
Yes, but the Stars sent him to Seattle because there's no. I think they did him a favor by sending him to a state with no tax. I think that was a part of the thing because
that's
that
true.
was his.
Yeah, I forgot
he was
about
in
that.
Texas, no tax there, and then they sent him to a state without it.
If we sign Mason Marchment instead of trading for Arvidsson and or Jeannot, that's probably $7 million we could have given him instead and overpaid for him.
Yeah, fair enough. Speaking of the Kraken, Jared McCann's on IR. That just came out, and also Brandon Montour has returned to the Kraken. So
speaking of IR, this isn't breaking. This is honestly expected at this point. Mark Stone.
Yeah,
he's on LTIR.
He's on LTIR.
Yeah,
again.
Yeah, but they patched the cap loophole, so they only get $3.8 million.
Yeah, they don't get the full thing anymore.
Yep. Interesting.
Unless he's out for the year. They have to outwardly declare him out for the year. So that's what they did with Pietrangelo. His career might be cooked.
I believe it came out that he's probably not going to play hockey again. Yeah. So
yeah. I mean, what was it double femur surgery or something like that? He was.
Yeah,
he was there's a reason he didn't play in Four Nations.
Yeah, that should have been a red flag right there. That something
Big
was
red
up.
flag. Victoria, if the Kraken to actually accept this trade, they're morons.
They would have to be on crack.
They gotta fire
It would have to
Botterill.
be
There
on
would be
any sort.
taxes outside of the Climate Pledge Arena to fire Jason Botterill if that trade went
Most
through.
logical Jason Botterill move.
And honestly, the riot outside of Climate Pledge Arena completely justified, in my opinion.
Oh, I would. Yeah,
I joined them.
Decort's
I would.
probably their
That would
most.
be my.
Decourt is
I'd have
the
a
face of
picture
their
of
franchise. at this
Botterill in
point.
my house then.
Yeah, right.
He is like their most beloved player on that Kraken team. And if they traded him away on the heels of Game 7, the way that went down, that whole city might implode.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, they would lose their mind. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, the Bruins are
I
taking
saw
the.
over under 6 goals allowed today before we go.
I'm gonna
I want to
take
make
the
sure we
under.
got to that.
I'm gonna take the under. Swayman's got the net today. I'm gonna take the under. And when I mean the under, I mean 5. All right, so
We're winning this game. We're winning this game. I'm calling it 3-1.
6-2. We're gonna score.
It's illogical. It makes no sense, but that's Boston Bruins hockey. We're winning. We're beating Colorado 3-1.
I'm taking
Because it
2-1
makes
Bruins.
no sense.
They're gonna just.
Yeah, we're
find a
not
way.
actually
They're
gonna
gonna
win
get.
6-2.
They're gonna
but-
get outshot like 45-18, but Swayman's just gonna stand on his head and like Geeky scores twice or something.
Just like a good day against the Caps. Season opening wins against the Caps, so they absolutely dominated us and everything, but Swayman stood on his head. And everyone's
Yeah,
like, oh my
pretty
God,
much.
the Bruins are back. I mean, no.
Yeah. This could be a 2-0. I could see 2-0 Boston. I could see Swayman actually standing on his head today.
we got to have a competent defense for that first. So we'll see how
Yep.
that goes.
But I think after last game, there's a lot of motivations. I hope that we can see it today. The
Yeah, for
motivation
sure.
from the embarrassment.
I mean, there might actually be some piss and vinegar in the lineup for a change.
Oh shit!
Actually be doing it.
Oh
I'm
my
just waiting
God,
to see the
guys.
juice. Like when are we getting the juice?
Like
Like
no juice.
I'm waiting for, because the first time I heard the term piss and vinegar, that was when what's his name, Treleving took over Toronto, and
Yeah.
they signed Bertuzzi and Domi because they wanted snot, piss and vinegar.
and
We get the
Reeves,
piss and the
Reeves.
vinegar. Where's the snot?
There is none. Yeah.
Well, until we get some snot, I don't think this team's going anywhere.
Right. Well, anyway, Bruins taking on the Avalanche at 3:00 this afternoon. I will be on the call over on YouTube, so you'll be able to watch me pull my hair out if the Bruins lose 5-0. So it'll be a fun one on here at 3 p.m. over on my channel. You go tune in. With that being said, that is going to do it for episode 399 of the Black and Gold Hockey Podcast. Next week is the episode historic milestone number 400. We'll see what we got going on next week. It'll most likely for my schedule probably be next Sunday, since I won't be around Friday or Saturday for next week. So that'll be that. If you have not yet, make sure to hit the like button on YouTube, like Spike over on YouTube, and subscribe to the Black and Gold Productions YouTube channel. You can follow all of us on social media. You can follow Neil at NSims with a Z at the end. You can follow Eamon at Eamon McLean44, at Jack Studley13. I'm at Sam Smith on YT. Please, Bruins, win a hockey game this week. It's all I'm asking. Just one, if not 2. See you guys next week for episode 400 of the Black and Gold Hockey Podcast. And as always, let's go Bruins.
Go Bees.